High snap, play action, Nichols underneath, caught, gets away from one tackler, gets away from two tacklers, down the sidelines, one man to beat, stutter step, getting away to the end zone, number 8, Dylan Talley, touchdown, Bowie.
Robertson in motion, Craven's back to pass, goes across the middle, Ghostin holds it in, he's gonna go to the touchdown, to the house, Cravens to Ghostin. Colt, touchdown!
As a tight end, pulls a guard, Barrett finds the hole, follows the pulling guard, cuts outside, bounces outside to the 20, 10, 15, 5, touchdown, Bowers, touchdown, Bowie!
And folks, we have history! History at Haltom! Danny Bustamante has just pitched a no-hit, no-run, no-walk shutout! A perfect game for Danny Bustamante!
Rios looks at Alvarado and turns home. It's going to that left field gap. That's a base hit. Here comes Axel Alvarado. The Colts are going to take the lead in the top of the 7th on the base hit by Gannon Howard. Burkle out of position. They've got to pass, and they've got to go. Patomeco with the pass. Mirario has a bit of a look, shot on goal, and he gets it in! Two tight end set here as we go to the left-hand side with B.J. Rogers. Rogers is into the second level! B.J. Rogers to midfield! One man trying to catch up to him, but he will not! Number 6 in for 6! That will do it!
This broadcast is under intellectual property and may not be repurposed or reproduced without express written consent. Enjoy this presentation from Zach Arnold Productions, Energetic Media Solutions.
Welcome out to Choctaw Stadium here in Arlington, Texas. Hi, I'm Tim Costello. He's Doug Arnold. We are live on the Zap Network as the Bowie Volunteers get set to take on the Sam Houston Texans. Doug, should be a exciting football game here tonight.
Yeah, Tim, this is a big rivalry in the city of Arlington. They call it the Battle of New York, and that's the street that connects Sam Houston on the north side of New York Drive and Bowie on the south side of New York Drive. And so it's been a battle that goes back decades.
And this is a Bowie team that is really starting to find itself, had its first district game last week, took care of business in a big way against the Grand Prairie Gophers, defending champions here in the district, trying to repeat, but also a lot of attrition on this roster compared to the team that they had last year. New quarterback, possibly a different starter here tonight. We'll have to see the status of their normal starter, Jaden Bibbs. He took a bit of a hit last week. I'm texting the team manager there to see if he's going to be healthy enough for us this week. But let's get started. We're going to start the Chapman Cornelius pregame show. Fans, the pregame show is presented by Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services, a family-owned business with a team of professionals who have served the Arlington area for over 50 years. Don't let insurance be a headache. Chapman Cornelius can help you create a custom insurance plan tailored to your small business's needs and budget. Call April or Jason today at 817-265-3346 or go to chapman-cornelius.com.
Tim, we really appreciate Chapman Cornelius being a consistent partner with Zap, and they actually help our own family. And so we actually use some of the sponsorships that help bring you this football game here tonight. We have a beautiful night for football for Friday Night Lights. The weather report sponsored by C&LC in support of Bowie football and Arlington ISD. Your weather conditions here at game time are 83 degrees with the wind out of the east at 3 miles an hour, almost negligible wind tonight. But the wind speed on the weather doesn't really matter much in this bowl, does it, Tim?
Not too much, really. A lot of protection from the elements here.
Yeah, no rain tonight. The last time I was here broadcasting a ball game, Arlington High game, we had not the Arlington High game, it was a Bowie game we were here for. And we had a terrible rainstorm and a 2-hour rain delay. You were up in Flower Mound, and you had an early rain delay. And so, but no chance of rain tonight here. It's a beautiful night for football.
No, it is a beautiful night. And, we started talking a little bit about these two teams, these two offenses. I'll let you kind of break down a little bit of what's been going on for the Texans so far this season. I know you mentioned you know a lot of these kids personally, and um, you know, hoping to get this program turning in a different direction.
Yep, the Texans under head coach Chris James. I'm a colleague of Chris's. I get to work with the Texans as their college and career military support specialist, and so I get to know some of these kids. At quarterback, Carmelo Stokes, number 7, going to roll out here with 4 total touchdowns versus MacArthur on September 12th. We're going to watch number 11, Dan Santillan, a 75-yard touchdown catch against MacArthur. Josh Jackson, number 20, is the lead running back right now for the Texans, and Ja'Cory Melbourne is the backup running back for them. On defense, a young man I got to know personally, super kid, number 5, Jaden Skurlock at the linebacker position. Really nice young man, very polite, very personable. I like to give shout out to some of these kiddos that I know personally on this team. And number 88, Isaiah Terrell, another DB that is doing some good work for the Texan defense out there this year. What are you seeing on the Bowie offense this year?
This is an offense with a ton of firepower, Doug. They've got weapons all over the board when you look at receiver. Osunde Brown does a phenomenal job out there in the slot for this team. They've got the big home run hitter is Maxwell Nichols, 24 receptions on the season, 520 yards, 5 touchdowns already. They're solid on the ground. Denzel Ponder, 272 yards, 4 touchdowns already. And he's a kid, too, with just a lot of history personally with his family for the Volunteers. Both of his brothers were former quarterbacks for Bowie. So he's a kid who takes a lot of pride in representing the family name and legacy at Bowie High School. But the big question tonight is going to be at quarterback. Last week Bibbs, really the only way to describe it is he made a move for the ball that Cam Newton would not make in the Super Bowl against the Denver Broncos, and came up, unfortunately with a bit of an injury. So he did not finish that game, and it was number 15, Mason Nichols, who came in and played in relief and played very well.
That's what I saw in the one game that I worked for Bowie. Bibbs got hurt in that game also and had to come out. And Mason Nichols, everybody was worried what's going to happen with this backup quarterback. And I was really impressed with Nichols' play. He showed good poise. He showed good ability to hand off the ball and throw the ball, throwing for a touchdown in the corner. And I was just really impressed with the young man coming in off the bench like that.
Yeah, he's definitely got a big arm. And talking to, I guess the team's PA announcer, everything Bowie, Mr. Yadi Pagan, he kind of mentioned that Nichols might need to run a little bit more, use his legs a little bit more if he's going to be the starter this week. And then also, in my opinion, at least from what I saw last week, he doesn't have to hit a home run on every throw.
Right.
He was well below 50%. But 90% of his throws went for touchdowns, and so he was hitting the big plays, but he wasn't moving the ball down the field. And now again, it really depends on the extent of Bibbs' injury, on how long Nichols is going to be the guy back there. But if he's going to be navigating a large portion of this district schedule for the Volunteers, he's going to at some point have to learn to accept the 5 or 10 yard check down throw and just keep the chains moving. It might not be the case tonight. Tonight's a night where theoretically, Doug, we could see Bowie really light up the scoreboard tonight here against Sam Houston.
Yeah, Bowie took on Grand Prairie last week and ended up winning that game 59-10. And the last 5 matchups between Bowie and Sam Houston have all gone Bowie's way fairly considerably. Last year's matchup in 2024, Bowie 55, Sam 14. And we very well may see a score like that tonight.
And to be honest with you, 59-10 you said last week?
Yes, sir.
That's actually closer than it really was. They had 2 touchdowns. The Gophers did, one of which was a scoop and score defensively from Pondexter, who just inexcusably fumbled, and I don't think that's something you're going to see very often from that young man. And there was another fumble as Bowie was going into the end zone. So it's, a 1 touchdown taken off the board for Grand Prairie, and potentially another one added for Bowie, you're looking at 66-7, what it could have been there. So I do think there's a lot of firepower here. They've cleaned up a lot of the things that have held them back early on, the penalties, the sloppy play, the bad tackling at times. And I think they're very well positioned for another really good district run this year. There's so many athletes on this offense and defense too.
Yeah, Bowie's when they came out of the gate last season, everybody was a little worried because they dropped their first 3 games. And you were on the call for that game that went to double overtime that they finally ended up dropping. But they've come out of the gate a little bit faster this year. But, last year dropping the first 3 games, and then they ran the table and went too deep into the playoffs. So I think those really tough games against Coppell and Flower Mound, those were games that really tested their mettle and sharpened their skills. And Coach Sam then by that time had them tuned up and ready for the district to come out on top last year.
Yeah, I think the Coppell game especially is one that you could point to because they got whipped this year against Coppell, but they also showed a lot of fight and a lot of just grit and determination. That game got ugly, towards the end of the first half, maybe early into the second half, but credit Bowie for fighting back and making it a game. And they were an offensive pass interference call away from making it like a 14-point game to where Coppell would have had to bring their starters back into the football game. Maxwell Nichols was called for an offensive pass interference on a long touchdown play that if that call's not made, all of a sudden this is a 2-touchdown game midway through the third quarter, and Bowie's got all the momentum in the world. Unfortunately, it was called back, turned the ball over a play or two later, completely different story from that point forward. But that game, I think, showed a lot of heart and just a lot of the identity of this Volunteers football team, that they're not going to be an easy out no matter how things are going. You're going to get their best effort night in and night out.
Tim, the teams are coming on the field now. The Bowie Volunteer captains are coming on. Bowie clad in their white helmets with the BV and the cross swords on the helmet and orange top and orange pants tonight. They're going all out for the orange. And across the field, Sam Houston's in their red helmets with a script Texans on the side, real sharp-looking helmet, white jersey and white pants tonight. The captains are ready to come to midfield. Tim, we've had some history in AISD sports last night. The school district debuted their newest stadium in the city of Arlington, Michael Glaspie Field, over on the campus of Martin High School. And they played a ball game there last night. We'll be watching other ball games throughout the night tonight. But Seguin hosted the very first game at Michael Glaspie Stadium, a really nice stadium on the west side of town. And Seguin won that game to inaugurate that field, 68-30 over the Colony last night. And then Martin is playing their homecoming game on that field tonight. And so Martin's going to be taking on Grand Prairie for their homecoming, and they should get a win there for the homecoming crowd. We've also got a little special activity here going on tonight as Bowie is hosting their feeder school night. So the Wildcats from Workman Junior High are here following the Bowie Vols onto the field. You may see that with our camera action. And there's another team out there. What's the other feeder school for Bowie? Huh? Barnett, the Barnett Bears. So we've got some young kids looking to come on the field and get a taste of what it's like to be on the sideline with the big boys tonight.
Very, very cool. And, maybe a little personally, a little disappointed to hear that my Colony Cougars took a beating last night, as I am.
Yeah, you are from that
I'm
area.
a colonist. I do pay my property taxes to that district. But
okay, we're about ready to hit the field here. We're going to look at let's go ahead and come live, and this will kind of wrap up the Chapman Cornelius pregame show as the teams get ready to run onto the field here. And we're going to show you the coin flip at midfield with our cameraman Cam showing you all the action tonight, and Jonathan on stats to our left here tonight. We've got a couple of interns with us, and Patsy clicking all the buttons to make everything happen here tonight. So we've got a good crew on hand for this ball game.
Insane how far things have come, right? I've been with Zap a little bit over a year now, I guess, and just from when we started football season last year doing audio only to getting to do some some video towards the end of the year to then baseball season. We had video. Now look at us. We've got interns. We've got cameramen.
Yes.
We've got a full broadcast here from Choctaw Stadium tonight. An honor.
Okay, you may have seen the coin flip live on our camera there. Bowie won the toss tonight, but they have deferred to the second half. So they'll be kicking off to Sam Houston. Bowie will be backed up to the old home run porch here. And I still call it the ballpark in Arlington, Tim. I know it's Choctaw Stadium, but I'm kind of old school. And so Bowie will come out defending the old home run porch. Sam Houston will be defending the old third baseline here at Choctaw Stadium. And we've still got some fans filing in here tonight. We've got both bands. Tim, it's Friday Night Lights, and we're ready to go.
It is an absolutely great night to be out here in Arlington, Texas, calling a football game. And, I don't know if these kids realize how lucky they are to be able to play high school football games in a facility like this. This is legitimately a major league facility.
Yep.
That 16, 17, and 18-year-olds get a chance to come out here and play games in. So really nice that the city and the district has continued to set this up for them. I know the new stadiums are opening, and this is, probably going to go away over the next couple of years.
Well, it's a real privilege for us to be able to have such great hospitality offered to us by the Choctaw Stadium staff, the Texas Rangers, because we're broadcasting from the same booth that ESPN broadcasts from, that the Renegades football broadcast comes from. And so we're in the same facility here. Zach and I actually counted it up, and Zach Arnold Productions has actually broadcast more games from this booth than ESPN. And so we're very privileged to be front and center here at this wonderful facility tonight. And I'm so glad that they have kept this facility active, because I know the Rangers moved across the street, but we've still got, the Greens Field, the Greens Hill out there, and the home run porch. We got all the ambience of the old ballpark in Arlington, now Choctaw Stadium. But we're playing football and soccer and rugby, all kinds of other sports that require a football-style field.
Absolutely.
And I've been here to a rugby game. It was about 20 degrees that night, and we all froze our heinies off. But it was a fun thing to experience rugby here in this stadium. Tim, we're getting ready to honor our country with the playing of the national anthem. And we're going to turn it over to the ambient mic fan so you can listen along as the band will play our national anthem here in just 1 second. We'll be right back. This is Zach Arnold Productions, presented by John Wade Roofing. All right, our thanks to the spirit of the Volunteers band playing the national anthem for us here tonight. Thanks to cameraman Cam for getting a nice shot of the video board here at Choctaw Stadium, the giant board above the home run porch, showing some good close-up shots of the teams as they get ready to go here tonight, Tim. We're about set for some kickoff action.
Yeah, I don't unfortunately have the same nostalgic memories out here that you do, but I do appreciate being able to be out here and to be able to call a game from such a lush environment here. As you know, I think last year when I got Bowie and Sam, we were in the visitors press box of the stadium on campus over there at Sam Houston. So just a little bit of a different press box experience here tonight. But it looks like Sam Houston will be receiving to get things started here tonight, starting the game on offense. Espindola, the kicker for the Volunteers. Typically, they go for the pooch style kickoff. Very, very rarely kicking it deep and letting a return happen.
Interesting that number 7, Carmelo Stokes, the quarterback, is back deep, and Marquise Grace is the other deep receiver for Sam Houston here to get the game started.
Interesting indeed. End over end kick. Caught at the 22, across the 25, and Levin balls on the ground. Volunteers got it. A big hit, as it was number 81, I believe, Jaden Hunter, the junior, who fielded the kickoff and just could not hang on.
Yeah. Number 33 for Bowie, Calvin Sanders, came up with the ball on that play, and Bowie's going to have amazing field position here to actually run their first series of the ball game tonight.
I don't know if they've officially said it's a turnover or not. And actually, it looks like the Sam Houston offense is coming out onto the field. So
sure enough.
A
Sure enough.
good break early for the Texans, as they may say he was down.
Yeah, no turnover on that play, but it sure did look like it from here.
So the Texans will start with possession at their own 23-yard line. Stokes in the shotgun. High snap, handles it. Handoff up the middle, trying to break free, but not a ton of room to do so. It was number 22, it looks like, who is not listed on the roster. Maybe it's Josh Jackson in a different jersey, possibly. Shotgun formation, better snap this time. Stokes RPO, throw over the middle, incomplete. Just a little bit behind the intended receiver, Santillan. Had him, but just could not quite connect.
Texans with 3rd and 5 here. Nice little pass play over the middle called there, just thrown a little bit behind Santillan on that play. Sam's got trips left and one to the right, Tim.
The handoff goes up the middle, across the 30 to 31. Had a jet sweep coming through, but that was just a bit of a play fake. And that's going to bring up 4th down, and that is going to allow the punt team to come onto the field.
So Sam Houston gets a break on that kickoff, and they are forced to go 3 and out here by the Bowie defense.
They have, looks like Osunde Brown back deep to receive at the 36-yard line. Good snap, the punt, a good one. Fair catch called for and caught. Actually, pardon me, that was Antonio Burdow, but he catches the fair catch at the 33-yard line. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back after this on the Zap Network.
John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com.
We're back.
Back out at Choctaw Stadium, a first down Actually, no, they're going to make them re-kick after a penalty. It looks like a legal formation was the penalty. Probably a smart call by the Volunteers. That was a very good kick from Jermaine Carlton. Low snap, rugby-style kick, barely got it away. Nowhere near as good as the first one. It will bounce at the 50 and take a Volunteers bounce to the 44-yard line. So much better starting field possession for the Volunteers after the re-kicks. We're going to stay here.
Yeah, Antonio Berdow was back deep on that one, number 3, and he just kind of cleared everybody else out of the way to make sure nobody touched the ball. I remember my time on the sidelines with high school football is everybody starts yelling, Peter, 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 stay away from that ball and don't touch it to mess anything up. So here comes Bowie's first drive for the night here, Tim.
And it looks like Bibbs is going to be the one out there playing quarterback tonight, at least to start the game. They empty the backfield, go 5 wide, quick throw to Berdow over the middle. Flags come in immediately. Have to think that was a pre-snap penalty.
We'll have to see what the referee says here on that one.
Oh, it's going to be on the defense. So a 5-yard penalty and replay first down. A good start for the Volunteers.
I was going to say, this wideout to the near side here, number 6, Emmanuel Thomas, was like standing across the line of scrimmage. He just needs to really look down there and pay attention to where he's standing. He's paying extra attention this time.
Shotgun formation, heavy formation, though. They hand off to Dexter Ponder up the middle. He's across the 35 down to near first down yardage. Could be very close to a first.
Number 0, Latarius Wilburn in on the stop for the Texans, the senior defensive end. Very close to a first down yardage there, second and about a foot to go.
Again, the heavy formation at the line of scrimmage. A couple tight ends in there, it looks like, or at least one tight end. It's Brody Ferguson back this week. He'd been beat up. Ferguson, a 2-sport athlete, plays on the baseball team as well. Was a big part of that Bowie Volunteers baseball team last year that snapped a significant playoff drought, Doug. That was an exciting season to be a part of.
They just awarded a first down there, Tim.
So they do have the first. They're definitely offsides. Here comes a throw to the right side, caught by Maxwell at the 19-yard, the little back shoulder fade. The flags never came in. That's unbelievable. No. It's like 6 players jumped off sides.
Yeah, that was so clear from up here. Yeah. Chauncey Price finally wrestled him out of bounds on the far sideline, but not before another first down. First red zone trip for the Volunteers tonight.
Bibbs and Nichols have an unbelievable connection. Even though Nichols and his twin brother are quarterback and receiver, sometimes Bibbs and Nichols seem to have a little bit better connection.
Yeah, they did make a connection that night that I was here on the rainy night here. The 2 Nichols brothers made a connection.
Running back on the left hip, there's some early movement. That's going to be a false start.
That time the flags come out.
You know, I think something that's not talked about, this stadium is significantly louder than any of the other facilities these kids play in, just the way it's built.
That was on Bowie.
They're having trouble with the line of scrimmage. Both teams are. And again, noise is going to be a factor tonight. Even just the band, the way it ricochets off the bowl here.
Yeah, there's no fans to absorb that sound.
Hand off up the middle, it's Ponder. Across the 20 down to maybe the 17, 18-yard line.
Good tackle there by number 32, James Jackson, the junior linebacker for the Texans. Gets back most of that penalty yardage and then 2 more.
A second down and 9. Ball's at the 18. 2 receivers on the left, a tight end over there as well. The throw goes over the middle. That one is caught by Osunde Brown. Had to go up and get it. Nice play made by the wide receiver.
Good stick there on the tackle by Marcos Lopez for the Texans. No yards after catch on that one. 3rd down and about 4 for the Volunteers. Yeah, Sam's having a hard time hearing. They're twirling their hands around their helmets. They're having a hard time hearing their own calls on the field.
Ball at the 14-yard line. 2 receivers on the far side of the field. Nichols isolated one-on-one on the near side. They go toss out of the shotgun, going towards the 10-yard line, knocked out of bounds near first down yardage.
Marcos Lopez on the force out of bounds again. He's kind of flying all over the field and finding that ball tonight for the Texans.
Depend on the spot here. They're saying he's about a yard short. I think Bowie making the right decision to go for it. They go with a heavy formation, 2 fullbacks and Ponder in the backfield. They run behind that formation. Ponder meeting the contact and driving through it, gets all the way down inside the 5 to the 2-yard line.
Did you see the hole that was blown open there by the right guard and the right tackle on that play?
Well, if you look at this
I could have run the ball through that.
They've got 2 tight ends in the backfield with Ponder. They go to him again, and it parted like the Red Sea for Moses as he punches it in for the Volunteers' first touchdown of the day.
Yeah, that was a run right through the middle, right to that right side again. That was just perfect. That was a good drive there by the Volunteers to put that first score on the board.
6-0 now pending the Espanola extra point. Snap is good. Kick is an end over and kick up and good. A 7-0 Volunteer lead. We'll take a quick break. We'll summarize the drive on the other side. We'll be right back on the Zap Network after this.
Thank you, Jonathan. I'll come back in and do the commercial.
Are you a small business owner looking for reliable insurance coverage? Or perhaps you're navigating the complexities of Medicare? Look no further. Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services is a family-owned, independent insurance agency with over 50 years of experience with tailored insurance solutions for small businesses and their owners. Whether you need home and auto, business insurance, or individual or group medical, Chapman Cornelius has knowledgeable agents who will help you select just what you need. Call April Chapman or Jason Ott at 817-265-3346.
Back to live action here. The Classic Chevy Drive Summary. Next time you are ready to drive something new, contact Yadi Pagan at 817-706-5679. Classic Chevrolet, relax and enjoy the difference. That last play started on their own 23-yard line, started on their own 44-yard line. 44 yards covered for the touchdown on 7 plays. Result is their first touchdown of the night by number 14 for the Bowie Volunteers, running it in easily, Denzel Ponder.
End of run kick, not fielded, bounce, now stepping out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. Oh, a mental blunder there for the Texans. Doug, I feel like I'm watching the Houston Texans with some of these. And
what's happened to the Houston Texans lately?
I don't know if I'm ready to talk about that yet. As a Texans fan, it's still very emotionally raw. My Astros are now fighting for a playoff spot after 9 years of success. It's just a tough time. Our starting point guard blew his ACL out on the Rockets the other day.
Wow.
Not a good time for the Bayou City.
The other game on the Zap Network tonight is at the Gopher Warrior Bowl. Arlington up in that battle of the unbeatens over South Grand Prairie, 7-0 early mid first quarter.
Shotgun snap deep in their own territory. Texans hand off up the middle. We're going to assume that's Josh Jackson as he will take it across the 10 to the 12-yard line. Picks up 3 yards on first down.
Yeah, Josh Jackson it is as he comes up out of the bottom of that pile.
2 receivers on the near side of the formation. Again, they hand off up the middle, trying to spin out of a tackle, but not much happening there. And
no, the Texan offensive line isn't opening any holes like the Bowie offensive line did on that last drive.
And it's a little bit of an undersized offensive line when you look at what Bowie has up front defensively. They've got their work cut out ahead of them. And Jackson's being asked to hammer up the middle. We got to find a way to get this kid outside, let him have some room and space to maneuver.
Well, that little crossing pattern that they had that was thrown behind Santillan was a well-designed play. There was room. It just needed a little more accuracy. I'm going to try that again.
Play action, throwing over the middle, has a man, caught at the 32-yard line. Good enough for a first down. It's the receiver, Giorgio Harris.
You know what? I got to meet Giorgio today. He came to my office to get a little help with some things at the school there, and he's looking for scholarships. He's already got an offer from UTEP and University of Houston, and such a nice, polite young man.
Wonderful choice. I'm a Cougar, Giorgio. If you haven't, you can point him my way if he's got any questions about life on Collins Street. Handoff up the middle, out near the 35-yard line, maybe just a touch short. Bring up a 2nd down and 9. They're going to stay in the shotgun. 2 receivers on the near side of the field, 1 on the far side. Running back is on the left hip of the quarterback. Handoff up the middle with some room to operate. Laying the lumber and getting across the 45 to the 46. Great run there by Josh Jackson.
That time the Sam offensive line was able to open up a hole for him to squirt through, and then he turned on the jets after that and showed some good speed up the middle.
So with the Texans offense on the move, it's been mostly on the ground, but a good throw and catch on a 3rd down play from Stokes to Harris. Now a 1st down and 10 near midfield. Handoff up the middle, spinning out of the first tackle, lowering his shoulder and getting across midfield all the way down to the 42-yard line. Jackson finding some room here.
You know, and finding room and fighting for it. He didn't give up the first time he was hit. He spun and kept digging his way and got that first down into Bowie territory here tonight for the first time for the Texans.
If Sam Houston is going to have success tonight, they need to be able to run the football because it keeps the clock churning. You don't want to keep giving Bowie extra possessions. Shotgun snap, the handoff up the middle. Nice move behind the line of scrimmage to at least get back to the line.
I think somebody stepped on his foot there.
Could have been a lot worse than just a no gain. It was about to be a 5-yard loss.
Yeah. I think somebody stepped on Jackson's foot that time as he was trying to come up the middle and made him hold up just a little bit.
Stokes looking for some directions from the sideline. Comes back into the huddle. They're going to have trips on the far side of the field. Running back on that side as well. Tight end on the near side. Bowie going to bring a little bit of pressure. Stokes has time. Throws over the middle. Caught. Harris again across the 30 down to the 28. Stokes settling in nicely on this drive.
Yeah, nice little pitch and catch there in that little space where there was nobody standing. Finally brought down by Bowie's number 6, Galatians Panagofi.
Panagofi is another one of these families that have a long legacy at Bowie. He's the 3rd member of the Panagofi family, 2 of which were quarterbacks.
Sam really on a march here.
Snap, handoff up the middle, well snuffed out by the Volunteer defense. That snap just didn't have enough mustard on it, kind of hung up in the air and allowed the defensive line for the Volunteers to almost have an extra second than the offensive line did.
Is that an announcer's jinx? No sooner did I say they're on a good drive than they get dropped for two-yard loss.
Something people really don't think about is how hard are you snapping the ball, right? Those ones that just take an extra second to flutter back there really cost the team. 2nd down, the ball is handed off. Looked awkward, but it gets across the 30 down to the 25-yard line. Picks up about 4 or 5. A couple players ran into each other in the backfield. Stokes' helmet came off. He's going to have to come out for a play.
Brought down again by Mr. Panagofi. I think we're going to call his name quite a bit tonight.
Galatians Panagofi had probably the interception of the year a couple weeks ago, but timeout on the field, we'll take it with them. 3:08 left to go. 7-0 the lead for the Volunteers on the Zap Network.
A-frames that bring their A game. The next time you need to get your brand out to the community, go with the printers who are in your community, Eka Signs. With everything from wall signs to banners, printed tees to hats, Eka can even do same-day rush orders on select products. Visit ekasigns.com/shop to see their full list. That's ikasigns.com/shop. Eka Signs, a partner of Zach Arnold Productions.
Taqueria Taco Express is the official taqueria of Zach Arnold Productions, with locations in Arlington, Grand Prairie, Waxahachie, and a new location opening in Mansfield. Solving your Mexican food craving has never been easier. Visit them on Taco Tuesdays for their special 5 tacos and a large agua fresca for just $10. Find out more by visiting taqueriatacoexpress.com.
Here we are back out at Choctaw Stadium. Texans on the move. Shotgun snap for Stokes. He throws over the middle. Intercepted. It's the man we just mentioned had an unbelievable interception. It's Galatians Pagofi.
That young man has just made 3 good plays in a row and stopped a Texan drive that started deep in their own territory.
An unbelievable play from a middle linebacker to show, to show at the line of scrimmage and then to get depth like that and get all the way back and make that interception. That wasn't a terrible read by Stokes, right?
No,
Pagofi came out of nowhere.
He came out of nowhere. Stokes had 2 receivers ready to catch that ball, and Pagofi just showed up out of nowhere and picked that thing off. Good play by the young man at the linebacker position there.
Just, really the heart and soul of this defense for the Volunteers. He'll use him as a fullback, too, on offense every now and then. So now back on the move offensively are the Volunteers. After a good showing last week, they're going to give Jaden Harper some carries. He's in the game at running back. Bibbs goes over the middle, has a man caught. It is Osunde Brown at the 26-yard line. Good enough for a first down. Once this Volunteer offense gets moving and gets going in a certain direction, they are very tough to slow down just because of how good the run game can be. And then when you go 4 wide, you got 4 college-level receivers on the field. Here's a swing pass out to the flat. Burdow makes one man miss. He's across midfield, finally wrestled out of bounds at the 49. A flag comes in late. I'm not sure how that could be on Bowie because where it was thrown, there was nothing but Texans surrounding him.
A lot of people tracking him down. Braylon Ferris for Sam, number 24, finally brought him down.
Wonder if maybe a face mask or something like that.
See what Mr. Referee has to say here on that one. Tim,
They're going to take it back.
One thing we were noticing, was it a hold? It was a hold from the penalty from the spot of the foul. But one thing we've noticed about Sam Houston, Tim, if you look at their guys on the field and you look over at their sideline, there's only about 7 guys on the sideline. Most of this Sam Houston team is being forced to play both ways tonight because they just don't have the numbers on the squad.
So a first down and 1.5, 2 yards after the penalty. Heavy formation again out there for the Volunteers. Handoff goes to Harper. He's got running room, trying to find even more across the 40, down to the 45-yard line. Much shiftier back than Dexter Ponder. He's able to wiggle his way free for a good gain.
Yeah, probably a touchdown-saving tackle there by number 21, Alex Opari for Sam Houston.
If he was able to get the edge, he had the sideline.
Yep.
So now a 1st and 10, balls at the 45-yard line. Shotgun snap, handoff to Harper. Here's a lot of running room. Makes one man miss. Ball's on the ground, though. Texans fall on it. Big-time turnover. Harper got playing time last week because Dexter Ponder fumbled. But here we go on a big drive. Harper puts it on the turf. We'll take a quick break. It's a 7-0 lead. Sam Houston will have the ball after this.
Hey, this is John Wade Jr., Colt Football 97, class of 98, And the next time you have a roofing issue, be sure and call Arlington's favorite roofer, John Wade Roofing. Look us up on the internet at johnwaderoofing.com.
Stretches that transition out until she can find the right commercial.
Gotcha.
Are we
Welcome back out to Choctaw Stadium. The first down and 10 play. A pass over the middle is incomplete. Stokes was looking for his favorite target, Giorgio Harris. Man, then it sounds like I need to convince to go to the University of Houston.
Yeah, they're showing some interest right now. He's already got an offer, I understand, from UTEP.
I'm willing to be a booster in this case. I mean, does this kid want a breakfast taco? What's he looking for? I could get a bucket of double bubble. Here's a handoff up the middle. Nothing happening there. Brought down behind the line of scrimmage by this Volunteer defense. I have no money towards the NIL fund at UH, though, I will say. I have contributed $0.
Senior Marquis Haynes, number 11, gets into the backfield on that play as Bowie defense calls a little blitz, little stunt there on that play. Backs the Texans up about 4 yards on that one.
3rd down and 13. 0 defense for the Volunteers. They have no deep safeties. They're going to bring a blitz. Here comes the pressure. Picked up well, tipped at the line of scrimmage. That was Pagoffi who got a hand on it.
Yeah, Pagoffi's all over the place, isn't he, tonight?
He is, and it's not just tonight. This kid flies around, almost kind of reminds you, I mean, the hair makes it easy, but like a Troy Polamalu, right? Like that's just in on so many plays, crucial to the vibes of the defense. When he's having a good game, the defense is having a good game, and he's just so crucial what this Volunteers team does. He's going to try and block this punt.
Yep,
Here he comes
right
up the middle. It's on the ground. Oh, my goodness. What a job to get it away. It gets across midfield. It's going to roll out to around the 40, maybe even the 37. But that ball was dropped and then could have been a disaster. But Max Sane did an unbelievable job to just, rugby-style kick it or find a way to get it done. But let's take a quick break. This is high school football on the Zap Network presented by John Wade Roofing.
Local Legends Figures immortalizes your athlete's achievements for a lifetime. Featuring 6-inch figures with poses in football, baseball, band, hockey, even lacrosse. Local Legends makes every effort to show their likeness down to every possible uniform detail. To order your custom figure, call 817-681-0319 or email orders at locallegendsfigures.com.
After the rugby-style drop kick, a heads-up play from the Texans, the Volunteers take over. A end-around little toss is sniffed out by the Sam Houston defense. Going to be a pretty significant loss on 1st down.
Yeah, no fooling Alex Opari on that play, number 21 for the Texan defense, as he was catching up from behind and threw the Volunteers for a loss there.
Interesting play calling so far here for the Volunteers, just not willing to take any chances. I feel like they think they've kind of got a good place defensively, and they don't want to try and force things downfield. Keep it close to the line of scrimmage. Let your athletes make plays. 2nd down and 15. 2 receivers on the near side of the field. Shotgun snap, looking to throw, trying to find a little running room as Bibbs. He rolls right, throws right, has a man. Burdow makes an unbelievable catch. Gets across midfield down to the 48-yard line. That was a wonderful pitch and catch for the 2 Volunteers.
Well, and Bibbs did a good job as the pocket was collapsing to squirt outside the pocket and keep looking for something there. We've got, look at that. The clock has gone down to all zeros. We've got a little transition here from 1st to 2nd quarter.
At the end of the 1st quarter, Volunteers are up 7-0. We'll take a quick break. 2nd quarter of action on the way on the Zap Network, brought to you by John Wade Roofing. Be right back after this.
Pools in Texas need servicing all year long. At Rami Pools, LLC, we provide quality pool services such as cleaning, maintenance, and repairs. So call 469-951-0107 for a free estimate and ask for Roberto. Rami Pools, LLC. We're going to make you fall in love with your pool again. Hablamos español.
Welcome back to the second quarter of action. And fans, the second quarter is presented by ICA Signs. The next time you need signs, banners, printed shirts, or other print materials, ICA Signs is the local printer to call. 817-617-2229 is the number. And tell them Zap sent you. Guys, we have some new Zap shirts to roll out for the Arlington versus Bowie game, printed by ICA Signs. We're looking forward to supporting those new shirts.
Pistol formation to get the second quarter started. Handoff gets maybe a yard.
Yeah, Sam defense able to collapse on him before he could get too far. I think got about a yard on that play to start the second quarter here. Still just 7-0 Bowie.
But again, Bowie being very cautious on offense, and I think rightfully so. No need to really take many big shots when your defense is playing as well as it is. Here's a roll right, looking to throw his bibs. He's just going to keep it across the 45, chased out of bounds at around the 43-yard line. Pick up of 5 yards, brings up actually they give him 4, so it brings up a 3rd and 5. Again, making a smart, safe play on that one where didn't have anything developing down the field. It was safer just to pick up the yards on the ground and scamper out of bounds.
Yeah, Sam's number 17 is the one that actually ran him out of bounds, but there is no 17 on any of the rosters we have. So if there happen to be any Texan fans tuning in tonight, give us a shout out in the chat. All you have to do is sign up to follow the Zach Arnold Productions channel, and you can comment.
Jermaine Bingham just had to come off the field, grabbing his hand, maybe a little bit beat up on that play. So now a 3rd and 5, stacked bunch formation on the left side of the field. The throw goes over the middle, caught just short of the 40, being brought down at the 39. I think that was, it's Sunday Brown. That will bring up a 4th down and 1.
One of the more active defenders for Sam Houston, Alex Opari, lost his hat on that play. Has to go sit on the sidelines. It's 4th down.
Bowie's going to go with the heavy formation. They bring in number 92, Joseph Williams, a senior defensive lineman. He's going to line up at fullback. They also bring in another tight end, Don Rivas. Actually, no, he's a linebacker. So they're running behind the heavies. There's a room for Dexter Ponder. He picks up the 1st down, gets out to the 42-yard line. A 1st down for the Volunteers. The 38-yard line is where they spot the football. Ferguson stays in at tight end. They bring Maxwell Nichols back out, as well as Birdow and Osunde Brown. This is as good a receiving corps as you're going to find in the district, especially with Ferguson at tight end. They bring him in tight, handoff up the middle, trying to find some running room. That's going to be the third string running back.
He ran right into the arms of Jaden Skurlock, the senior linebacker on that play.
That was actually Ponder, my bad.
Jaden's another one of my favorite students at the high school there. I mentioned it there in pregame. Nice young man, just a super nice young man, wants to be helpful, always polite. It's kind of nice to get to know some of these players in the classroom and in the hallways, in addition to the football field.
2nd down and 11. My wife, a 6th grade math teacher, goes to a lot of the high school games, saying, I had him 4 or 5 years ago. Here's a throw over the middle. Nice catch at the 30-yard line.
Brought down by Marcos Lopez on that play. No yards after catch on that one, but a good pickup by the Bowie offense there.
Darian Carson, the 4th wide receiver on the depth chart, makes a nice play. He checks out. Ferguson checks back in. I think they're going to go a little heavier on this formation as they also bring in their sophomore tight end, Dante Tennyson. He got some big playing time early in the year with Ferguson injured. Here's the handoff up the middle. Ponder wrestled down behind the line of scrimmage. Jaden Skurlock with a fantastic play.
Good job, Jaden. Read that one all the way and got off the edge and into the backfield before the Volunteers could get on track there.
So now a 4th down and 5 on the way. Decision time for Coach Sam. We going for it as a Volunteer, or are you kicking the field goal? It looks like they're going to go. 5 wide receivers on the field as they empty the backfield. 15 seconds on the play clock. Bibbs in the shotgun, takes the snap. It's going to be a quarterback draw. He makes one man miss and has room to run. spins out of a tackle across the 20 down to the 18-yard line. Fantastic play call on offense for the Volunteers.
Yeah, finally stopped by Marquise Grace, or he would have been in the end zone on that play for sure.
And they set it up perfectly by a couple
All the
times
wide
early in this
receivers.
game. They had those wide receivers and ran little curl plays. So everybody was moving to get to the flats to cover those curl routes. And then all of a sudden that opened things up wonderfully for Bibbs up the middle. Now they go with a bunch formation on the right side, roll to the right side. Bibbs looking for a man, has Ferguson at the 15, makes one man miss, and he's finally pretzeled down at the 11-yard line. Took 3 Texans defenders to bring down the tight end.
Yep, a whole host of them, including Marquise Jackson, the sophomore linebacker on that play. Not before a good pickup there by Ferguson.
Ferguson stays in the game. Nichols isolated on the outside, one-on-one, no safety. I bet you that's where the ball's going, and it is. This one thrown up high. Touchdown, no! He dropped it, had it in his hands, and when he hit the ground, he couldn't hold on. And he has the air knocked out of him once he hit the ground. That was a little bit of an underthrow, actually. And Nichols had mossed it away, but unfortunately could not hang on.
Bowie was sending some of their coaches on to check on their player, but he looks like he's okay and trotting off on his own.
And I think that was an offsides on
Was
the
it
Texans.
called? I never saw a flag. I threw the flag, but behind the booth here, but I never saw him call it.
It looked like the referee
They
was.
were offsides. There's no. How are they missing this?
Yeah, no, they are moving.
Oh,
it
they
up.
did move it. They just don't throw flags. So they just keep us guessing.
So now a first and
First and
goal.
goal
Ball's
from,
at
like,
the
the
6.5, 7-yard line. Again, isolating on the top of the formation. They've got a Sunday Brown over there one-on-one. And if you don't bring safety help over the top when they go one-on-one on the outside, Bibbs will continue to throw that fade route into the corner. There's so much wide receiver talent on the field for the Volunteers. You have to bring safety help over the top near the goal line.
Texans bring in a fresh defensive lineman for this play, trying to stop that run up the middle.
They're going to run a slant to a Sunday Brown here. Shotgun snap. They actually, no, give it up the middle. It's Ponder, and he's in for 6. He spun and pushed his legs through and powered his way in. Fantastic running by the Volunteer offense. The offensive line doing major work on that drive. Big third down catch as well for Carson. Doesn't get a lot of playing time, Darian Carson, but made the most of it with that catch on the drive.
Big Espinola on for the point after touchdown.
End
Kick is up.
over end kick is up and good.
Oh, we got a whistle on the play. Still no flags. But it looks like we're just going to. Oh, there's a flag way over there on the other side of the field, and it's against Sam.
Looks like they were offside, so
Okay.
probably assess it on the kick. 14-0 to score. 7:41 left to go in the second quarter. You're watching Bowie Football on the Zap Network, brought to you by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back after this.
Need a cleanup that's easier than finding your seat on game day? Trinity Logistics Services has you covered. Whether it's your home or your business, Trinity will drop off and pick up the dumpster. No hassle, no mess. Founded by Arlington's own Chet Soto, class of '97, Trinity Logistics Services is proud to serve their hometown. Call 817-693-1302 and let's tackle your next project together.
Welcome. I'm sorry. I was going to
say
do the
after
little
touchdown
commercial.
drive.
Yeah, the touchdown drive here, the classic Chevy drive summary. Next time you are ready to drive something new, contact Yadi Pagan at 817-706-5679. Classic Chevrolet. Relax and enjoy the difference. Bowie's play started at their own 38-yard line, covered a total of 62 yards, ending in a running touchdown by number 14, Denzel Ponder. 13 plays on the drive. And Bowie is now up 14-0 here midway through the second quarter. Classic Chevrolet drive summary.
You know, I am a Chevy guy myself. My wife drives a Chevy. My mom drives a Chevy. My dad drives a Chevy. We are a Chevy family in the Costello household.
Tim, at the other ball game presented by Zach Arnold Productions over at the Gopher Warrior Bowl, it's all knotted up. 7 for Arlington, 7 for South Grand Prairie in the second quarter.
Ball teed up at the 40-yard line for Espindola. A couple of Texans at the 15-yard line looking to receive. This is one of the deeper kicks over the head of the Texans. Fielded at the 5. Harris has it at the 15, wrestled down. It's going to be forward progress to the 15-yard line. Good start for this Bowie special teams unit. They have been on through the first quarter and a half of this game.
We're going to take just a break during the change here. This is Zach Arnold Productions presented by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
Modern West Windows and Doors is a partner of the ZAP network. They're also partnered with trusted industry leaders like Lowen, Weather Shield, and Simpas to guarantee quality product and installation. Whether you're searching for new concepts for your entryway, living room, dining room, bedroom, or even a workshop, Modern West has the solutions you're looking for. Visit the showroom at 1211 6th Avenue in Fort Worth or visit modernwestwindows.com.
Welcome back out to Arlington, Texas. Sam Houston looks to get this drive started. They're at their own 15-yard line, trailing 14-0 with 7:32 left to go in the quarter. Shotgun snap, they hand off up the middle, nothing cooking as the running back met by a host of defenders, but most importantly, it was Bryson Castile, the senior, getting in there.
Yeah, they met Jackson right at the line of scrimmage and pushed him back. He lost, about 3-4 yards on that play?
They mark it as a loss of 3. And that's being generous with forward progress. Could have been worse. So now a 2nd down and 13. Again, they've stayed heavy on the run, but Stokes has looked good when he's had a chance to throw. See if they let him pin back deep. They hand off up the middle. Stokes lit up. He didn't have the ball, though.
Right.
A running back gets near the original line of scrimmage, but not quite all the way. Bring up a 3rd and long.
That was a pretty close play there on the tackle on Stokes on that one.
Got in very quickly.
Little bit late, it seemed like. But I'm not in the striped shirt tonight.
When you're running that option, he's set up as a runner, right?
Yeah.
3rd down and 12. Clock is moving near 6 minutes in the quarter. Bowie will not bring pressure. The throw is over the middle, caught at the 22-yard line. Going to be just a touch short of a 1st down.
Looks like number 4, Tavorian Bell on the receiving end of that pitch and catch.
Good throw by Stokes. Just, too much negative yardage early in that drive.
Looks like they're going to go for it here. Nope, they got a punter back at the 10-yard line.
Max Sane, the senior, on to kick it. Birdow around the 45-yard line. Good snap.
He had to hurry that one.
Bounces at midfield, takes a Texans bounce, still rolling across the 40, down near the 35-yard line. 14-0 our score, 5:26 left to go in the half. Bowie Volunteers leading the Sam Houston Texans. We'll be right back on the ZAP Network after this.
Taquería Taco Express es la taquería oficial de Zach Arnold Productions. Con un amplio y auténtico menú, satisface tus antojos o prepara tu próximo evento con nosotros. Visítanos todos los martes para disfrutar de Taco Tuesday, con 5 tacos y un agua fresca por solo $10. Para encontrar sucursales cercanas o hacer pedidos en línea, visita taqueriatacoexpress.com.
Welcome back out to Choctaw Stadium. Shotgun formation for the Volunteers. Play action pass caught by Ferguson. Across the 40, down to the 45, fighting towards the 46, and that should be enough for a 1st down.
Raymond Cruz for the Texans finally wrestled into the ground, but not before he got across that yard line marker for the 1st and 10. Bowie approaching the midfield mark here.
Good to see Ferguson healthy and being able to contribute to this football team. Again, we mentioned he was a member of the baseball team that He was mainly the first baseman for that team last year, but really a culture-changing season for the Volunteers on the baseball field. Shotgun formation, looking to throw deep. Bibbs doesn't really have much. Rolling to his left, trying to escape a tackle. Cannot. Wrestled down behind the line of scrimmage by Alex Opare. Just a sophomore making a play.
Sam's got a lot of young players on this varsity squad here, and they're showing up tonight and making some good individual effort plays.
The effort tonight from the Texans has really been fantastic, especially on defense. When you look at a team, that dropped 59 points last week, it's a good job to try and hold this team in check. And a lot of that comes with, forcing turnovers. Ferguson comes in motion across the formation. Second down and 14. The handoff to Ponder makes one man miss, trying to find the edge. Gets across midfield down to the 45, and that is a 13-yard run on a 2nd and 14. Very nice effort from the young running back.
Very elusive when he first got the ball and went past the line of scrimmage, being able to dodge a couple of Texans that were right on him, and was very close to picking up that first down yardage.
3rd down and 1. 3 receivers on the field. Ferguson in there as a blocking tight end. Hand off to Ponder. He's very patient, finds his lane across the left tackle. Behind the left tackle, across the 45 down to the 41-yard line.
Finally brought down from behind by Opare on that play. Another one of those Texans defenders that's getting his name called quite a bit tonight because he's all over the place.
And a good job by Ponder. He kind of just patiently slowed it down, stretched it towards that left tackle, let it develop, and then hit the hole hard when he finally had it. 1st and 10, ball's at the 40. They bring Birdow in motion across the formation, give it to Ponder. No, they actually kept it. He's throwing Birdow across the 30 down to the 20, 15, 10, 5, reaching for it, touchdown. I think that's going to be, a legal lineman downfield, an eligible man downfield, as everybody thought the run was on.
So some of the offensive linemen took off with Bibbs and weren't supposed to be down there.
That's why I thought the ball was handed off. The whole offensive line was moving that way. And if you're going to run those RPO plays, you can't go past that 3-yard line. So a 5-yard penalty and wipes a touchdown off the board.
Nice little play there by Bowie if it hadn't been called back. It's good design.
Arlington taking a 14-7 lead over in Grand Prairie.
Yeah, the battle of the unbeatens over there at the Gopher Warrior Bowl. Zach and Jason Holly on the call over there.
1st and 15, ball at the 45-yard line. Shotgun formation. They give up the middle to Harper. Harper's fighting through contact across the 40, all the way out to the 35-yard line. Good run from the senior.
That was a tough 10 yards for him. He had contact from Texan defense the whole way, and he just kept moving.
I feel like he drugged defenders for 8 of the 10 yards. Player down on the field while they attend to him and the trainers that ran into each other. We'll take a quick break. Be right back on the Zap Network after this.
Navigating Medicare options isn't easy. Hi, I'm Patsy Arnold, and when the time came to navigate my options, I went to Chapman Cornelius. They helped me find the best plan for my needs, quoted me life insurance options, and guided me in making my decisions every step of the way. They want to do the same for you, so give them a call at 817-265-3346 or visit chapman-cornelius.com.
The Texan player across the field, Tim, as we're back to live action here, is Alex Opare. We were watching across the field, and it looked like he's got a little hamstring. Maybe they're stretching his left hammy out. May have been a result of some of the heat here tonight. It's still hot down there on the field. Fall in Texas means absolutely nothing.
I don't know if our cameraman Cam caught it, but 2 trainers were very much rushing to get a water bottle out to the referee, one from Sam Houston, one from Bowie, and they both collided at midfield. It was a light moment of brevity here in a tightly contested.
Little comedy moment there.
Volunteers on the move. 2nd down and 5. Ball at the 35-yard line. Shotgun formation. They fake the handoff. Throw to the outside. Nichols has it. Makes one man miss. Bounces off a second before being shoved out of bounds at the 30-yard line, but not before he picks up a 1st down. They don't call this kid Mad Max for nothing.
That's right. We're about 12 seconds away from the 2-minute break here before halftime. Looks like Bowie will have a chance to squeeze out one more play here before we take the break for that 2-minute.
I think
2-minute.
What
do we call it? The 2-minute warning? I don't know what
think
we
it
call
is a 2-minute warning, but here it is. We'll take the break with them. 2 minutes left to go. 14-0 the lead for the Volunteers. Be right back after this.
John Wade Roofing has been serving the Arlington area since 1982, but the Wade legacy runs much deeper in the city of Arlington. A pioneer family that has had roots going back decades, John Wade and Company saw relatives attend the Cooper Street Arlington High campus and has had members play in Colt athletics for decades, and they're looking forward to serving this community for decades to come. Find out more at johnwaderoofing.com.
If you're like me and need printed materials to get your brand out there to the community, then you need Eka Signs. Conveniently located in central Arlington, Eka features a wide selection of shirts, hats, banners, yard signs, acrylics, magnets for your car, magnets for your fridge, tumblers, A-frames, and more. Call Eka at 817-617-2229 for more information and tell them Zap sent you.
Welcome back after the 2-minute warning. 14-0 the score. Volunteers are on the move in Sam Houston territory. Ball at the 29-yard line. 1st down and 10. 2 receivers on the far side of the field. One is Maxwell Nichols on the near side. Play action. He's going deep. Nichols is open. Throw is good. It's caught for a touchdown. Nichols puts it in and shoves off his defender for the 3rd touchdown of the game. And now here comes a penalty. This one getting a little chippy as Nichols was celebrating exorbitantly.
Just a little bit too much celebration on that play. Yellow mustard on the lettuce in the end zone here.
We'll have to see exactly what the penalty was, because it could have been a Sam Houston response to that celebration as there was some shoving. I really don't know, but Nichols did do a little bit of a get off of me type celebration there after really burning his defender. He left him in the dust.
Kind of reminiscent of what Arch Manning did to UTEP last weekend in one of his rushing touchdowns, kind of taunting his defender in the end zone, kind of bowing up to him.
I have to be honest, I do not watch a lot of University of Texas football.
Unsportsmanlike on Bowie.
I'm a horns down kind of guy.
Oh, we bleed burnt orange at our house.
As a University of Houston Cougar,
yeah, but
UT has stolen our coach, kept us out of the Big 12.
Yeah, see, University of Houston's just kind of.
We were all part of the same years and years ago when the old Southwest Conference was a thing. We were all playing together. Then that breaks up, of course, and the Big 8 gets formed, and they were scared of the juggernaut that was the Houston Cougars. They forced us out.
That's what it was.
This one end over end kick through the uprights and good. A 21-0 lead. We'll take a quick break on the Zap Network, brought to you by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back with the drive summary after this.
From weekend cleanups to major projects, Trinity Logistics Services has the perfect fit for you. With dumpsters ranging from 10 all the way up to 30 feet, they handle both drop-off and pick-up so you can stay focused on cleaning up the win. Call 817-693-1302 today and let Trinity Logistics Services help you score big on convenience and efficiency.
Welcome back. The Classic Chevrolet Drive Summary brought to you by Yachty Pagan. Next time you're ready to drive something new, contact Yachty at 817-706-5679. Classic Chevrolet, relax and enjoy the difference. That drive began on the Sam Houston, on the Bowie 36-yard line, covered a total of 64 yards, Tim, a sustained drive there. 7 plays, 29-yard touchdown run by number 7 for the Bowie Volunteers. Mad Max pass catch in the end zone there by Mad Max to score that touchdown and run it up to a score of 21-0 right before halftime here. Bowie is being backed up on the kickoff because
Chance
of
for
that
some good
penalty.
field position here for the Texans.
Yeah.
Try and get something on the board as Bowie's going to get the ball to start the second half too. So if you the worst case scenario for the Texans would be a quick 3-and-out, giving Bowie the ball back right before halftime. You at least, if you can here, want to run this clock down. If possible, would love to get some points on the board.
And Bowie has all 3 timeouts remaining at this point too.
Good kick from Espindola, fielded near the 20-yard line. Across the 30, spin move at the 35, diving towards the 40. Nice job from Giorgio Harris to get good starting field position for the Texans. While the teams trade positions on the field, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back on the Zap Network after this.
Modern West Windows and Doors invites you to see the difference. Whether you need sliding doors, bay windows, or just need a more modern look, Modern West has options to fit both your style and budget. Stop by the showroom at 1211 6th Avenue in Fort Worth to see for yourself, or call 682-255-6094 for more information.
After the kickoff return to the 40-yard line, the Texans take charge, looking to put some points on the board. The handoff up the middle with running room across midfield, moving with pace across the 40. Knocked down at the 32-yard line. It was Jackson again making men miss and getting this Texans offense into scoring position.
Good run there by the Texans on the first play from scrimmage right before halftime here.
Seemed very clear they were looking for a pass defensively, and the Texans came out running.
I was looking for laundry on the field and happy to say there wasn't any on that play. Good pickup there by Sam Houston.
And again, we talked about it. Worst case scenario, you need to run this clock down. So good job there. Clock's already running at 1:15 for the Texans. First down and 10. Ball's at the 31-yard line. Stokes in the shotgun. Running back on his right hip. They fake the handoff throw. Going towards the right pylon. Got a man. Touchdown, Texans. Dan Centillion streaked down the right sideline, and blown coverage for the Volunteers leads to the first points of the game for Sam Houston. Great read from Stokes as he put it right on him.
He was wide open too. There wasn't a Bowie defender within 10 yards of him out there.
It looked like the quarterback thought possibly there was going to be some help over the top. Quarterback over on that side is McQueen. Stephen McQueen, the senior, as the extra point is up, and it is good. 21-7. Now Bowie will get the ball back with a little bit over a minute left to play. We'll be right back on the Zap Network after this.
If you're looking for a pre-owned vehicle, then you need to see Yachty Pagan at Classic South in Euless. Yachty's a proud Arlington ISD product, a graduate of Lamar, and the voice of the Volunteers since 2021. Whether you're a first-time buyer, a seasoned buyer, or just looking to boost or rebuild your credit, Yachty's direct approach is why his customers become customers for life. Call or text 817-706-5679.
After the Sam Houston touchdown drive, let's hear that drive summary. Doug, what do you got for us? So two-play drive, right?
Yep, two-play drive there. Great pass to Centillion in the end zone. He was wide open. So we're going to give Yachty Pagan a shout-out for a Sam Houston drive. He'll have to pay us a little extra money there on that one. But Classic Chevrolet South with the classic drive summary for Sam Houston. And they're still in the game, 21-7 here.
That was a much-needed score situation because, again, Bowie gets the ball to start the second half. Yep. If you don't score there and then give it back to them in the second half, 28-0 looks a lot different than 21-7. Speaking of 21-7, the Colts across town up 21-7 on the Warriors of South Grand Prairie now after putting another touchdown on.
That game late in the second quarter over there also. Zach and Jason Hawley on the call there.
Max Sane end over end kick fielded at the 12. No, dropped. Picked up trying to find some running room now, coming towards the sideline, going back the other way. Terrible field position for the Volunteers. It was number 9, Don Rivas, who, no, I'm sorry, it was number 5, Princeton Campbell. Man on the field, down. Let's take a quick break while they attend to the injured player. Be right back after this.
This broadcast is the intellectual property of Zach Arnold Productions. Any use of their multimedia, including audio, video, images, and other content, may not be repurposed without prior express consent of Zach Arnold Productions. We thank you for your cooperation and for tuning in to tonight's broadcast. PDA Advocacy Group supports CCMR, College, Career, Military Readiness, a set of educational standards designed to help students be better prepared for post-high school life. If college-bound, take entrance tests, dual credit courses, earn a 2-year degree prior to graduation. If you're going to a career, take classes that will result in industry certification, mechanic, computers, welding, etc. The options are vast. Military? Enlist in the armed forces as a career. CCMR, driving towards success in life.
Welcome back out. The injured player was Pregame, so all the Bowie sideline held their breath, but looks like he was going to be okay as he's able to walk off under his own power, possibly just a little bit of a cramp or a little bit of a stinger.
Yeah, he's not even hitting the trainer's table at this point. He's just going to shake it off.
Grabbing his ribs. That'll be a 1st and 10 for the Volunteer offense deep in their own territory. Ball is starting at the 12-yard line. Shotgun snap. Bibbs looking to set up a little tunnel screen. Has a man. It's Osunde Brown across the 20 with blocking at the 30, at the 40. Makes a man miss at midfield. Brought down at the 45-yard line. Want to get something started quick? How about a 45-yard screen pass on 1st down?
Yeah, I'm going to give a shout out to number 17, but he's a no-name on any of our rosters. But I want him to get the credit for the game-saving tackle there. But Bowie up into Sam territory here on the 45.
On the move quickly, clock running, 30 seconds left to play. Bibbs, shotgun snap, throwing down the sideline, had a man in Burdow, but broken up by number 6, Emmanuel Thomas for the Texans.
Emmanuel seemed to have eyes on that pass all the way and was able to get a hand up there and bat that one down. Reading the quarterback Bibbs all the way on that one.
29 seconds left to go in the half. 3 receivers on the far side of the field. 1 on the near side is Nichols. Play action, looking to throw. Rolling right, trying to avoid pressure, does avoid pressure. Steps out of bounds at the 45, maybe the 44-yard line. Will bring up a 3rd down and 9.
Kind of flushed out of the pocket there by Sam Houston's Ezra Drennan on that play.
20 ticks left here in the half.
Fans, stay around for the halftime show. We'll have a visit with Coach Sam from Bowie High School and some of the band action, and then we'll come back with our halftime report. So stay tuned for the Taco Express halftime show.
Throw over the middle. This one incomplete. Dangerous throw. Was trying to find the receiver, Darian Carson. Interesting play call as they brought Mad Max in motion across the formation and left him in the flat. They're going to bring the punt team out. And what's interesting is Pregame is normally the punter. After taking that hit, I am intrigued to see who's going to kick this one. They're going to let Espindola kick it.
There you go. Pregame may be still shaking off, when he got rattled earlier and wants to take a little break before halftime and recover during half.
Punt team on, no returner back. Espindola boots this one. Depends on the hop. Good hop. Checks up at the 10, kicks backwards a yard or two to the 12-yard line. Wonderful punt from Espindola, pins it deep with 7 seconds left to go. We'll just stay here as this should just be a kneel, I would think, for the Sam Houston Texans. And honestly, not a bad half of football, score-wise. If you're a Texans fan, it didn't go your way, but big touchdown there late in the first half to make it a 2-score game. You've done a pretty good job controlling a volatile Volunteers offense. And even there, after allowing a big big play on the first play of the drive with that screen pass. You tightened up defensively and didn't, allow this to be a 28-7 game going to halftime. So a lot of positives tonight here for the Sam Houston Texans. Shotgun formation. They have two receivers on the near side. High snap, handoff across the 20 down to the 24, maybe 23-yard line. And that's going to do it in the first half of play. 21-7, Bowie, our score as we break on the Zap Network. We'll be right back after this.
A-frames that bring their A game. The next time you need to get your brand out to the community, go with the printers who are in your community, Eka Signs. With everything from wall signs to banners, printed tees to hats, Eka can even do same-day rush orders on select products. Visit ekasigns.com/shop to see their full list. That's ikasigns.com/shop. Eka Signs, a partner of Zach Arnold Productions.
2025 football season is upon us, and I'm here with Bowie head coach Joseph Sam. Do you go by Joe Sam or Joseph Sam? Does it depend on if you're friends with them or not?
Yeah, most people only call me by my first name. Either they don't know me or I'm in trouble. So
okay, I'm that way too. I go by Zach, but if I'm in trouble, my mom calls me Zachary. Yeah. So I get it. Coach, now it's time for some of the more fun questions, and we actually had a couple that were submitted by other people. So some of these aren't going to be just my questions; they're going to be coming in from across the board. But one of my favorites to ask is if you have any pregame meals or any pregame rituals that you like to do on game day.
Honestly, I only have one. Really two. And they're, I'm not really like got to listen to the same music. I'm not into I got to eat the same thing. But I have to take a nap before every game.
Okay.
I'm like a power napper.
Okay.
It just helps get my mind into the flow.
Sure.
And then the other thing is I have, for some reason, right before every game, I got to go use the restroom.
Okay.
That's it.
As a broadcaster, I feel that, because once the game gets started, you can't be like Lamar did and just go off for a series, because you gotta head back to the locker room. So
Absolutely.
I get it. I get it.
I would say those two, and I like to pray before. Well, and the third one is I like to pray before every game. I know most people see me take a quick kneel, and I just like to say a quick prayer before every game. And so I would say those are the three biggest things. Because obviously I love coaching, but coaching is not who I am. It's just what I do.
Sure.
So.
With the meals thing, though, obviously football can take a lot out of you.
Yeah.
And when you're done and everybody's gone home for the night after a really long football game, there's not a whole lot of places open. Do you stop at any drive-thrus on the way home? Or
I stop every time. Now, that is a ritual. Now, this one is a ritual.
Okay.
So I do go to Whataburger every Friday. I go to there's about 2 or 3 I go to, but I go to Whataburger every Friday.
Okay.
And I order a number 7 with cheese.
Okay.
And I switch up the shake, but it's always going to be a shake with it.
Well, they keep switching the shakes on us, too.
I know that.
First it was banana, and now they got some sort of raspberry or something like that.
Yeah.
I miss the old school flavors, but that's me being a stick in the mud. My wife's kind of favorable to the patty melt, so we go there pretty regular too.
It helps me decompress the game regardless if we won or lost.
Sure.
There's a couple head coaches in the area. We all kind of call each other after all our games, and so I'm usually just sitting in the line. We're on the phone talking with each other, and we're all decompressing our games, and it kind of helps you not bring it home.
Sure.
And that's kind of the big deal.
Sure.
I like to separate home and work, and so I like to have my mind clear when I'm home.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of that's kind of how it started. And so it's just kind of a thing now.
Allows you to be more present with the family to leave it in the Whataburger line instead of bringing it in.
Yes, sir.
I get that. Do you have a favorite sport other than football?
Yes, actually. Fun fact: I actually went to college to play baseball.
Okay.
And so I'm a big football. I actually like football, all sports really. The only sports I haven't really gotten into is NASCAR. I haven't gotten into that yet.
Okay.
And I'm going to say I'm not fully into golf.
Okay.
I'm like 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Okay.
But I actually love all sports. And
says the new athletic coordinator.
No, I actually so I actually grew up playing all of them.
Okay.
Played soccer, played everything growing up. It was kind of whatever was in season you played. And then when I got to high school, I was a football, basketball, played baseball, and ran track.
Okay.
Up until my senior year, and then when my senior year hit, it was just football, baseball, and track. Just because, heck, I'm 5'9". I'm not.
Right.
Basketball is probably not my future. So
I had that same problem. I hit my growth spurt in my sophomore year, and when I was a sophomore, 5'11", 6 foot's good enough to play post.
Yeah.
But when you make it to varsity, my coach pulled me aside and goes, "Have you ever seen a 6 foot center?" And I said, "No, sir." And he goes, "Okay, you're a shooting guard now." to go from baby hooks to 3-pointers was just way too big a contrast for me. So
absolutely,
I get that. But if you're that into baseball, maybe we'll have to have you on a Bowie baseball broadcast in the spring.
Oh yeah, no, I like I said, I've coached it, but like I said, I've played it collegiately as well. So
that's awesome. Yeah, we'll definitely try to arrange something like that. I know the PA announcer over there, Yadi Pagan, would be excited to have you up there in the booth with us. And this next question actually comes from him. I haven't seen this all that much, but apparently he has noticed that some of the social media pages have been flooded with stuff related to the Purge franchise. Can you please explain why there's a lot of Purge stuff on the socials right now?
So, it's kind of the theme of the year.
Okay.
And so like I told the guys, was our process stays the same, but you just have to understand where you are. And it's kind of like last year, we didn't even talk district championship until it was the game that could have clinched it for us.
Right.
And so, one of the things I said was, all right, let's think about it. Everybody has goals and everybody has dreams. And so I said, what was a dream last year? One kid was like, well, I had a dream of us winning the district title. I said, well, y'all are defending champs. I said, that's no longer a dream because you've attained it. I said, now it's time to become the nightmare because everybody's got a dream of knocking y'all off.
Gotcha.
Now it's time to kill people's dreams.
To keep those dreams from coming true.
Yeah, and so I related it to the Purge where, the biggest nightmare in the Purge was, people were being hunted in the Purge, and the people that survived were the ones that fought back, not the ones that were just running and hiding.
Right.
And so I said, we got one or two decisions to make. We can either stand up, fight, and make somebody take it from us, or we can just hide out and hope we're good enough. And so that's I kind of like to try to use movie references so kids can kind of understand where I'm coming from.
Got to make it attainable. Got to make it relatable. What would you say is your favorite sports movie?
Ooh. Okay. Oh, that's a good one. I'm going to do it by sport.
Okay.
To let you know.
Okay.
So,
It's a thinker.
Football.
It's a thinker.
Football, the program.
Okay.
I'm old school Omar Epps.
Okay.
The program. Even though I really like Friday Night Lights, I really like all those other Little Giants. I really like Any Given Sunday with Willie Beeman. But I'm going to say the program, number one.
Okay.
I'd say baseball, the Sandlot. It's just
a classic.
It's a classic. Baseball is the Sandlot. Basketball, I'm going to say Sunset Park.
Okay.
It's
I thought I was up on my basketball movies, and then you drop. It's
an old movie back in the 90s that I truly enjoy. Yeah, and I would say just random sports movie that I like is Cool Runnings.
That is a good one.
So
that one's fun. That one's really fun. I'm always watching now when the Winter Olympics come back on.
Yeah.
See if Jamaica send a team again this year.
Absolutely.
That's on my watch. Do you have a favorite vacation spot? Do you get to take vacations with a position like this?
I do. I do, contrary to popular belief. My favorite vacation spot, I really, really liked St. Lucia when me and my wife went, but I'm more of as long as I got a beach, a nice cold beverage, and a book, I'm good. I'm easy. And some good food, because I'm a foodie as well.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure, you have to.
Yeah.
Sunrises at the beach or sunsets?
Sunsets. I'm not getting up early.
You do that enough during the season.
Yeah, I'm not
getting
on
vacation.
Yeah, if I'm on vacation, I'm not getting up early. I can tell you that right now.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Which member of your coaching staff do you think would win a karaoke contest?
Ooh.
You take everybody out to round one, somebody starts cranking the tunes, and there's one that's just standing out above the rest.
I don't know if anybody can sing, but I'm going to say Coach Williams, because he's probably the most musically inclined. He actually plays the organ and the drums at his church. So I'm going to go with Coach Williams because he's the most musically inclined out of everybody.
Most music, okay. You were talking about getting a shake from Whataburger. Is that your favorite dessert, or do you have a different favorite?
Honestly, it's any kind of cookies and cream, ice cream. Well, ice cream in general, but more specifically, cookies and cream is my favorite.
Okay.
Cake and ice cream is my weakness. That's the reason why it's going to be the bane of my existence.
You get birthday party invites. You're probably saying yes.
Oh yeah, my wife makes fun of me all the time because she makes fun of me because like whenever I get some cake, I want ice cream along with it.
Oh, it's not one or the other.
It's got to be both. Yeah,
okay.
yeah, it's got to be both.
Okay.
Now I'll eat either or, but if I can get both, that's the
sweet spot.
Yeah, it's the sweet spot.
The literal sweet spot.
Yeah.
That's great. What would you say is the best piece of advice that anyone's ever given to you? They drop one line on you, and it's one that sticks with you.
It's one thing that I grew up with my dad, and he was one thing. I'm getting a little biblical here, but he said anything that you do in life, do all you can to make it happen, but leave room for the Lord to do the rest. And so, it's been one of those things that my faith is a part of who I am. But I think that's the biggest thing just growing up I've learned. And then in the coaching profession, more specifically when it comes to professional, I learned this with Randy Jackson. The best people are coach somebody's. And so what he meant by that was, who's that person where, okay, we got this elaborate plan, we got it all laid out, but there's going to be something that comes up that you didn't see coming. And we all know, hey, I need somebody to do this for me. And so usually the people that are constantly doing those things are usually the guys that, get what they want just out of the, I'm doing this to make the organization better. And so I wouldn't be here without being that person.
Right.
There's a lot of jobs I volunteer for that I didn't realize helped me become a head coach today. So I would say personally, do all you can, but allow room for the Lord to take care of the rest, and then professionally be coach somebody.
Well, Coach, we really appreciate all the time that you took to have these conversations with us. Glad we got to end it on a high note. Glad we got to end it on a inspirational note. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little choked up here at how much fun we had. But we're really excited to be covering Bowie football again this fall. Thank you for taking a chance on us last season. We're super excited about what this fall has in store for us, and what we can continue to do to help showcase the talents of these young men that you've got on your team.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate the opportunity for you to highlight our program. I know I've gotten a lot of great things from people from out of state, whether it's other parents, opposing teams' parents, and even my own personal family. They've watched y'all online and listened to y'all online, and so that's been a great thing to use another avenue to not only promote our program, but also all the great work that you guys are doing as well.
Well, we do it for the Arlington community, for the Bowie faithful, and we're looking forward to doing it for however long you're willing to have us.
Hey, well, it's going to be a long time then.
the rest of the halftime show coming up right after this.
this Bowie offense. And while I think we've seen glimpses of that potential, we've really seen a very conservative offensive play call here tonight for the Volunteers. And yes, they have a 21-7 lead, but I feel like, Sam Houston has kept this game pretty close. And, yards-wise, it's not outrageous. 266 total yards for Bowie, 142 for Sam. So obviously the lead there. 13 first downs to 6 total first downs for Sam. 72 passing yards to 161. The stats are all in Bowie's favor, but somehow it's just a 2-score lead as we start the second half.
Yeah, there was that great under 2-minute drive there by Sam Houston, a 2-play drive with that 31-yard pass to Carlos Santillan to the corner of the end zone to put Sam on the board there before halftime. It was a great pitch and catch there to put them on the board. We need to do a little rewind because unfortunately I forgot to have us unmuted before we came back for the halftime show. So this is the Taqueria Taco Express halftime show. Wanted to let you know that they can solve any Mexican food craving with 5 convenient locations and a 6th one opening soon. Solving those cravings has never been easier. Be sure to visit them on Taco Tuesdays for their taco special. 5 tacos and a large agua fresca for just $10. Order online to collect points for free food. Visit today or visit TaqueriaTacoExpress.com. So I'm looking at the second half here. We talked at one point, we thought that Bowie's play calling was a little conservative in that first half. What do you expect to see for them coming out in the second half with such a tight score here?
I honestly expect much of the same. They had a 1 break in coverage the whole game, right? And it allowed the touchdown to Santillan. But outside of that, the defense has been spectacular. When you look at what Stokes has had to work with, he's only thrown the ball 8 times. They've consistently tried to run the ball, and 10 carries for Jackson, 67 yards. He's been effective on the ground, but he's also had, of those 10 carries, 2 or 3 pretty good chunk gains. I'd say 45 of the 67 yards came on 2 carries. So you're not moving the chains. You're not letting Stokes try and find rhythm. And most of the time when you're asking him to pass, it's a 3rd and 10 or a 3rd and 12. And those are not winning situations. I'd like to see Sam open it up a little bit more. The best drive that they had before the touchdown was they moved it all the way down the field. Stokes was moving the football, and, Pagofi made an unbelievable play to intercept a football, but Stokes was moving the ball well, and it just seemed after that they kind of decided we're going to run the ball, we're going to keep it close and play a game of keep away instead of trying to go win the football game.
All right, both teams are coming back onto the field here. Let's take a look at what else is going on around the district tonight. The scoreboard report presented by Ika Signs. Last night, we mentioned in the pregame show, Seguin opened up the new Glaspie Stadium on the Martin campus by beating the Colony 68-30. I know that was a little bit of a
stings a little bit, not a ton.
Yeah,
I did buy the Colony's coupon card to support the local football team.
Yep. So that was Thursday night action, opening up Glaspie. Tonight, over at South Grand Prairie, the Arlington Colts undefeated coming into the game, 21. South Grand Prairie undefeated coming into the game, 21. Good.
That was
tight
a 21-7 lead. So yes, South Grand Prairie's put a couple quick scores on the board.
Yeah, Martin hosting Grand Prairie at the Glaspie Stadium tonight for their homecoming game, and at halftime, Martin 43, Grand Prairie 0. Up at Haltom for a district game between Lamar at Haltom, they're tied up at 21 at the half. So another really tight district ball game after Lamar came out and whooped Martin last week. They're struggling against the running game that Haltom has going for them. And just a little aside game, Mansfield playing down at Newsom Stadium, taking on the Boswell Pioneers. It's Mansfield 10 and Boswell 6 at the half. And of course here at Choctaw Stadium, Bowie 21 and Sam 7 as we get ready for kickoff here. So that's the Taqueria Taco Express halftime show for you. Be sure and go check out them. They're fair because we love their food. They cater a lot of our family events. So
I'm really excited for my first Taqueria Taco Express experience. I get out of here too late most times when I'm down here in Arlington, and I'm I'm never here during the week where I could go get some Taqueria Taco Express. So
Yeah, they always close before we're finished up here, unfortunately.
so I am counting down the moments when I can be here during operating hours, preferably on a Taco Tuesday based on the deal that they put out there.
Well,
Second half of play now underway. This one kicked end over end. Fielded at the 15-yard line, working towards midfield. Ripped down across the 30-yard line. The returner was number 5, Princeton Campbell, and that is where the Volunteer offense will start the second half. Ball will be at the 31-yard line. Again, a 14-point lead, 21-7 for the Volunteers, and really not a lot you can say negatively about the offensive performance tonight. It was, or in the first half rather, it was not ho-hum. It's just, another day at the office, it seemed. Very, very workmanlike, kept the ball moving, not a ton of huge plays.
well, let's see what the offensive game plan is after halftime adjustments here for the Bowie Volunteers.
Ponder had 11 carries for 51 yards in the first half. I'd like to think he gets between 10 and 15 more carries. Here's the first one of the second half. Working towards the near sideline, gets across the line of scrimmage and not much more. Picks up about 2 feet on the first down carry.
Hard fought 2 feet there. Is Sam Houston defense able to stop him before he gets too far upfield? Bowie with their backs to the old home run porch here, moving right to left.
Second down and 9. Bibbs with the shotgun formation, looking to roll, trying to run now across the 35, shoved out of bounds near the 37. Offensive lineman lost his helmet.
Yep.
It was number 59, Jeremy Gutierrez. Did not stop him from continuing to block, though.
Yeah, he stayed with it. He'll have to come off for one play here, but he continued to try and protect his quarterback.
I haven't seen a replacement lineman come on, I don't think. Unless, though, they do have it. So now a third down and 5. 2 receivers bunched tight on each side of the formation. Bibbs shotgun formation. Trying to get away from pressure. He's not going to. Wrapped up and brought down. It was number 50, Ahmad Young, the senior. Plays a little bit of offense and playing some defensive line tonight. Finds a way to get in there on third down and force a punt.
Yeah, Sam Houston was bringing the house on that play with a defensive blitz, and they were able to get into the backfield and bring Bibbs down, and the Bowie will have to punt here.
Great start to the half defensively for the Texans. Pagofi handles the low snap, gives this one a good boot. High end over end kick, bounces at the 37, takes a Sam bounce, and is down at the 39-yard line. That is where the Texans will start offensively after the break. We'll be right back after this.
John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com.
Welcome back out to Choctaw Stadium. Best starting field position of the night so far for the Sam Houston Texans. They will take over at their own 39-yard line. 2 receivers on the far side of the field, 1 on the near side, running back in the game on the left hip of the quarterback, Stokes. Shotgun formation, has a screen set up for Jackson. He's got running room across the 45, across midfield, 45, and a wrestle down at the 41-yard line. Nice big chunk gain on first down for the Texans. So it seems actually it's number 22, Chiamela Uwakawala Ekania.
That's a mouthful.
The carry.
I'm sorry I had to spot that one for you, but yeah, 22 seemed to carry that one that time for the Texans.
Got a better updated lineup than I have. First down and 10, the handoff up the middle again. Good running room out to the 35-yard line. That continues to be Ekania. think is just.
We'll go with that.
Yeah, it is Ekania out there. Not sure what happened to Josh Jackson.
Uwalaka. Well, Josh Jackson's number 20. And there's definitely an extra 2 on that jersey.
Have not seen any of Jackson, if that's the case. Second down and 6. Ball's at the 36. Handoff. No, fake. And he loses the football. Stokes able to fall on it. Just slipped right out of his hand. So now a third down coming. A 3rd and 13, it seems, after the ball just kind of got away from the quarterback there.
Yeah, not a good snap handle on that particular play, unfortunately. Texans looking to the sideline for the call.
Have 2 receivers on the near side. Harris and Scantian.
Chauncey Price, the wideout on the far side.
Tight end in the game as well as Latarius Wilborn. Stokes looking to throw, has a man over the middle, caught. It's Brown, but then he drops the ball. We'll have to see if they consider that a football move or not. They do not. They're coming in saying incomplete. I think he might have technically had it, made a move, and then fumbled it, but the referees are blowing it dead and saying incomplete pass.
Bit of a break there for the Texans. The umpire in the middle of the field actually threw his little beanie that indicates where the ball would be resting on a turnover, but 3 or 4 other referees ruled it as an incomplete pass.
Still would have been short of first down yardage.
Yeah.
But a good throw by Stokes. Pocket was collapsing around him. He was able to step up and deliver the football. Here's the upcoming punt. Spiraling kick. Burdow will fair catch it and drop it. Unable to fall on it, though. He muffed it at the 15, but it seemed that Sam was not able to pounce as quickly as Burdow was. We'll take a quick break. Volunteers pinned deep in their own red zone. We'll be right back. This.
Are you a small business owner looking for reliable insurance coverage? Or perhaps you're navigating the complexities of Medicare? Look no further. Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services is a family-owned, independent insurance agency with over 50 years of experience with tailored insurance solutions for small businesses and their owners. Whether you need home and auto, business insurance, or individual or group medical, Chapman Cornelius has knowledgeable agents who will help you select just what you need. Call April Chapman or Jason Ott at 817-265-3346.
Welcome back out. Second drive of the second half for Bowie. First play from scrimmage, a slant over the middle to Mad Max. It is Maxwell Nichols picking up first down yardage. So both teams able to come out and force a punt on the first drive of the second half. We'll see what the Volunteers do now, offensively pinned deep in their own territory.
Nice little curl route there by Mad Max. We haven't been able to call his name much tonight. They haven't been throwing much. To see him get in the game.
Fake the handoff, throw to the flat. It's Burdow, makes one man miss. Makes a second man miss, working the sideline. Ripped down out of bounds from behind at the 45-yard line. There is a flag back at the 30. Might be a blocking procedural penalty on the Volunteers.
Yeah, it looks like maybe one of the leading guards that was pulling out there got a hand on somebody, and we're going to get a holding call from the referee and bring that one back.
So it should be from the spot of the foul, which is around the 29-yard line. Should put them back around the 19. It'll be like 1st and 17, 1st and 16.
Yep. Plenty of time to work with that with first down, but puts them behind the sticks here.
Bring up a 1st and 17. All back at the 19. Handoff up the middle. Ponder finding some running room. Spun down to the 29-yard line. Back at the original penalty. Brings up a 2nd down and 8.
Finally brought down by the junior linebacker, Braylon Ferris, for the Texans there. Not before he gets back more than half of that yardage that they lost.
We again moving the ball very well on this drive. Picked up 10 or 12 on the first play. Burnout comes in motion. They throw to him in the flat on a wheel route. He's got room to operate across the 30 to the 33-yard line before he is met by a gang of Texan tacklers.
First tackler on the scene out on that far edge there, number 1, Chauncey Price, was able to slow him down enough to let his teammates catch up and corral Burnout and keep it from getting the first down yardage. But we've got a penalty here, don't we?
Looks like this one is against the Texans. 5-yard variety, so instead of 2nd and 7, it's now 2nd and 2.
Yeah, you take the penalty on that play, even though they got to about the same spot with the play.
Extra down.
But you save the down. Yeah.
He tossed to the near sideline for Ponder. The snap was not handled very cleanly. He falls forward to the 33-yard line. Not much change, so now a 3rd down and 2.
That tackle made by Jaden Skurlock on the play, the senior linebacker for the Texans.
Here come the heavies.
Yep.
They're going to go to that big formation, running behind number 92, Joseph Williams, number 9, Don Rivas, both linebackers. Formation has been very successful on the short down situations here. They hand off to Ponder. He runs behind him, gets the first down and then some across the 40, nearing the 45 before he's finally brought down. They mark it down at the 42.
Ponder really worked hard on that drive, kept those legs churning, even though he was in the midst of about 5 or 6 Texans trying to hang on. He just kept moving the pile. Got the first down and another 5-6 yards to boot.
A determined run for the senior Denzel Ponder. Stacked formation on the near side of the field. Offsides is going to be a free play. Going deep, has a man. It's Maxwell Nichols, and that should be pass interference. No flag for the interference. I don't see a flag on the field for the very obvious offsides. They do call the offsides at least, but that should have been a pass interference down the field. That is an unbelievably bad blown call.
Yeah, 2 referees right on the spot, right on top of it, and both of them must have felt like it was incidental contact or the ball was too short as the receiver was having to come back to it and ran into a defender.
I understand most of these guys are car salesmen and accountants Monday to Friday, but still, that is a play that seemed to me a very obvious hold of, a pass interference. Cameraman Cam says, yes, it was. First down and 5. Ball is at the 47-yard line after the offsides penalty. Gibbs in the shotgun, has the running back Harper on his left hip. Fakes the give, throws the flat to a Sunday Brown. He's coming towards the sideline, makes one man miss at the 50, makes another man miss at the 45 before going down at the 42. First down yardage for the Volunteers.
I'll tell you who did not miss on that play was number 18, Marcus Lopez. He laid the wood on that one and stopped that advance cold.
First down and 10 for the Volunteers, now on Texan territory. Bibb's going to roll to his right, look to throw, has a man caught at the 30, spinning out of one tackle before being brought down at the 28-yard line is Mad Max, Maxwell Nichols.
Another first down for the Volunteers as they're driving. 25-yard line now, the line of scrimmage. 27-yard line, excuse me. Getting close to that red zone.
3 receivers on the near side of the field. Harper on the left hip of Bibbs. Shotgun formation. They fake the handoff, throw the wheel route towards the sideline is Birdow. He shifts and shakes, finds running room across the 20 to the 19-yard line before stepping out of bounds. Pickup of about 7 on first down, maybe even 8.
Looks like we're going to have a timeout for the officials as Sam has a player on his knees.
Looks like it's Latrarius Wilborn. We'll take a quick break while they attend to the young man. Be right back on the Zap Network after this.
Taqueria Taco Express is the official taqueria of Zach Arnold Productions, with locations in Arlington, Grand Prairie, Waxahachie, and a new location opening in Mansfield. Solving your Mexican food craving has never been easier. Visit them on Taco Tuesdays for their special 5 tacos and a large agua fresca for just $10. Find out more by visiting taqueriatacoexpress.com.
Back out in Arlington, Texas, on the field at Choctaw Stadium, a couple of Texans were cramping up. It was Chauncey Price and Marquise Jackson, but both fortunately walking off the field under their own power. Again, looked to just be a little bit of a cramping situation. Second down, throw out to the right flat. Burdow makes a nice move. Now cutting back towards the middle, trying to reverse field, shifting again at the 12 before finally being wrestled down. Good for a first down and an unbelievable amount of distance covered for about 8 yards.
Yeah, that was a lot of work for a little bit of gain there. Finally brought down by number 50, Ahmad Young. And we've got another player down for Sam Houston. So we'll step aside here and take another short break. This is high school football on ZAP, presented by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
Modern West Windows and Doors is a partner of the ZAP network. They're also partnered with trusted industry leaders like Lowen, Weather Shield, and Simpus to guarantee quality product and installation. Whether you're searching for new concepts for your entryway, living room, dining room, bedroom, or even a workshop, Modern West has the solutions you're looking for. Visit the showroom at 1211 6th Avenue in Fort Worth or visit modernwestwindows.com.
Welcome back in after the quick timeout. As they attend to the injured players on the field, it was Jaden Skurlock and Emmanuel Thomas. Skurlock making his way off the field right now. Thomas about 10 or 12 steps ahead of him. Thomas favoring the left side, either ankle or leg, pretty heavily. Skurlock looks a little bit better off, possibly just a cramp. So back out comes the Sam Houston defense, in deep inside the red zone. Ball is at the 12-yard line. Shotgun formation, mishandled by Bibbs. He gives it to Maxwell Nichols on an end around, making men miss, and in for 6.
What a series of great moves there by Mad Max to get it. No, that's Burdow, isn't it?
No, that's Mad Max.
That was Mad
Number
Max
7.
that got that score.
It was a mishandled snap from Bibbs, able to turn just in time to get it to the end around. At that point, Mad Max had 2 players in the backfield in front of him, able to make both of them miss, and wind his way into the end zone for the 4th touchdown of the night offensively, 2nd of the night for Nichols. Espinola in for the extra point. This one end over end, up and good. A 28-7 lead. 3:45 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Let's take a break. You'll be right back for Bowie football on the ZAP Network, brought to you by John Wade Roofing. After this.
Need a cleanup that's easier than finding your seat on game day? Trinity Logistics Services has you covered. Whether it's your home or your business, Trinity will drop off and pick up the dumpster. No hassle, no mess. Founded by Arlington's own Chet Soto, class of '97, Trinity Logistics Services is proud to serve their hometown. Call 817-693-1302 and let's tackle your next project together.
Back out at Choctaw Stadium after the drive. Let's kick it over to my good pal Doug Arnold for our classic Chevy drive summary.
Yeah, next time you're ready to drive something new, contact Yanni Pagan at 817-706-5679. Classic Chevrolet, relax and enjoy the difference. But we started that drive on their opponent's 14-yard line. No, own 14, drive covered 86 yards in 10 plays. A 12-yard touchdown by Mad Max, number 7, to cap off that scoring drive. And your new score is Bowie 28, Sam 7.
And again, it's kind of what we expected from the Volunteer offense. success, but really no risky plays, right? Even getting the ball to Maxwell Nichols, it was an end around in the backfield. This one bounces, picked up at the 25, brought down at the 32. That time it was number 20, Josh Jackson. So he is in the game, just not getting the carries this week as he was in other weeks as they go to a different player.
There's an exodus of players on the field. Did somebody call a timeout? Because I didn't see anybody call a timeout. It's just everybody left the ball field in this exchange of play from the kickoff to the Texans taking over on offense. Here's how I would describe the Bowie offense tonight. And I don't want it to seem derogatory, but it's very blue collar. It's very basic, not flashy, not real pretty, but they're grinding it out.
Just a workmanlike effort, I think is what they call it.
Yeah.
Shotgun formation, Stokes hands off up the middle, some running room across the 40, out to the 43-yard line. It is the young sophomore, Akenya. Again, getting a majority of the carries, really listed as a linebacker, but coaches must have been impressed in practice this week.
Unless they changed numbers on us. I mean, this looks like a running back like Josh Jackson, but, when they don't give us an update, it's hard to tell. And we can only go by the roster that we're given.
Handoff up the middle, sniffed out immediately. Number 98, Caden Williams, just a sophomore, but making upperclassmen-like plays there.
I've got a friend who coaches on the Sam team, and I'm going to clarify this for us. How's that?
That would be wonderful. Go knock on the window next door in the coach's booth. Another player down on the field. Let's take a quick break as they attend to the injured player. We'll be right back on the Zap Network after this.
Las albercas en Texas necesitan servicios durante todo el año. Romy Pools brinda servicios de calidad, incluyendo limpieza, mantenimiento y reparaciones. Llama al número 469-951-0107 para una consulta gratuita y pregunta por Roberto. Romy Pools, haremos que te enamores de tu alberca de nuevo.
Back out at Choctaw Stadium, quite a few injuries as this game is rolling on. Guys getting banged up. That time was Caden Williams after making the tackle. Ended up having to come out. Trying to figure out who that running back is. As for now, we think it's Akenya. But again, he's listed as a linebacker. But you mentioned earlier, Doug, a lot of these players have to go both ways. Here's a screen pass, trying to not lose yardage towards the far sideline, shoved out of bounds. Sniffed out beautifully by this volunteer defense. It was Chauncey Price, the junior, trying to make a play, but on the other side of things, Bryson Castile, the senior, had his eyes all over it.
Put out another information-seeking missile to another friend of mine that coaches at Sam. Brandon Kelsey used to play quarterback for Arlington High, and now he's a coach at Sam. See if I can get him to answer. We want to find out who number 22 is just to make sure we got it right, because he's doing a lot of good work out there.
3rd and about 14 yards. Shotgun snap, not a good snap. Stokes trying to get away, throws an interception. This one across the 30, 25, down to the 20-yard line. Stokes' shotgun snap didn't get to him very efficiently, and he had to bail out of there. Unfortunately, did not see the defender in the way. It was number 8, Jaden Dumaine, who made the play. Let's take a quick break before the Volunteer offense takes possession. We'll be right back on the Zap Network after this.
Looking for the most unique gift for your student or athlete? Local Legends Figures has you covered. The custom 6-inch figures are designed with you and your legend in mind. They even immortalize yours truly with a custom, never-before-used model to create a Zach the Voice figure for my 30th birthday. Huge thanks to our friends at Local Legends Figures. See pricing and place orders at locallegendsfigures.com.
After the turnover, Bowie Volunteers take possession, rolling left, throwing left towards the end zone, incomplete, but out comes the yellow hanky. That's going to most likely be a pass interference. Good job by Birdow by drawing the contact against Latarius Wilborn, the senior. Actually, no, that's number 8, Marquise Jackson.
Good to see Jackson back out there after a slight injury, but there's you were right, the PI call there against Sam Houston.
So that will be a first down and 10. Spot will most likely be around the 10. They bring it all the way to the 5. So a 15-yard penalty, not half the distance. 28-7, 2:18 left to go in the third quarter. Bowie on the move again. First and goal at the 5-yard line. Shotgun formation. Two receivers on the far side of the field. They give up the middle to Harper. He spins out of the first tackle, but not able to get much more than a couple of inches as he's back to the line of scrimmage.
A little misdirection attempt there by Bowie as Bibbs circled out of the backfield, headed to the right sideline, but Sam wasn't fooled on that particular play and met him at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Sunday Brown and Birdow come out. The heavies come in. Rivas and that's number 92 again, Joseph Williams, the fourth.
This particular package has been effective for 5 to 7 yards tonight so far.
This time, though, Harper on the left hip. I think Sam Houston wants to take a timeout. I don't necessarily blame them there. They've been burned by that heavy package a couple of times. Not the worst idea. We'll take the timeout with them. We'll be right back on the ZAP Network after this.
Zach Arnold Productions is proud to service the greater Arlington and DFW area. With experience in broadcasting, podcasting, web series, public address, marketing, and public relations, Zap can help you tackle any modern communications task. Whether you need an announcer for your sporting event or just need help proofing a press release, be sure to call 817-319-2402 to see how you can find energetic media solutions for your task with Zach Arnold Productions.
Back out into Arlington, Texas. Bowie facing a second and goal from the 5-yard line. They stay with the heavy formation. Williams the fourth and Rivas both out there in the backfield. Harper on the left hip, now on the right hip of Vince. The handoff to Harper, trying to find some running room. Nothing there. He's going to lose a couple of yards.
Yeah, Sam's defense really swarmed on that particular play. They may be kind of catching on because we've seen that package several times tonight. They kind of have a response that time. Third down and goal here for Bowie.
All back at the 9-yard line. One-on-one on the outside for Maxwell. They're going to try to go to him on a slant. Instead, go back to the corner. They got him for a touchdown. No, he dropped it. They're going to say incomplete. He dropped the football.
Sure did, and I got to give credit to Jaden Skurlock for flushing Bibbs out of the pocket. Tremendous pressure there by the Sam defense, led by Skurlock, caused that incompletion.
Field goal team trots onto the field. That's a tough break for Bibbs especially. I think he did a great job of buying the time he needed, directing traffic, giving Maxwell Nichols a chance to get back towards that corner. And I thought he threw a very catchable ball for his wide receiver. Snap high, but handled well. Kick is up and good. First field goal of the night for Espanola is on the board. It's a 24-point lead, 31-7. Let's take a quick break on the ZAP Network. This game, of course, brought to you by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back after this.
Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to hear Zach talk about things beyond the realm of sport, catch him with me, Ben Hart, on the Intergalactic Peace Coalition podcast. For nearly a decade, we've been geeking out on IPC about our favorite nerdy things. We have a back catalog of over 350 episodes diving into sci-fi and fantasy stories like no one else. Find the Intergalactic Peace Coalition at ipcpodcast.podbean.com or download via your favorite podcast app.
Welcome back. 52 seconds before the end of the third quarter, and Bowie puts another one on the board. Tell us about that drive, Doug.
Classic Chevrolet Drive Summary. Next time you're ready to drive something new, contact Yadi Pagan, 817-706-5679. Classic Chevrolet, relax and enjoy the difference. After the interception, Bowie started that drive on their own, on the Sam 20-yard line. The total 11 yards played result was a field goal by number 99, Espindola. So Bowie is now up 31-7 over Sam Houston here late in the third quarter.
Espindola has it teed up at the 40, ready to give it a boot. This one is a pooch kick, end over end. Fair catch is called. They didn't touch it, but we can pick it up, and I think they did. We'll have to see who ended up with the football, but when you call a fair catch like that, you got to pick it up. Bowie's got the football. We got 52 seconds left in the third quarter. Doug, we're going to stay here. Tell us a little bit about our third quarter sponsor.
Yeah, this third quarter has been sponsored and presented by 1836 Home Inspections. Rooted in Texas pride, 1836 Home Inspections provides peace of mind for one of the most important financial decisions of your life. With comprehensive reporting, same-day report delivery, and cutting-edge technology, you can be assured with an 1836 Home Inspection report. Call 817-382-2111 to schedule your inspection. Third quarter brought to you by 1836, your line in the sand.
First down and 10. Ball is at the 28-yard line. They throw to the flat for Nichols. He's got room to operate. 25-20, 15. Spun out of bounds at the 12-yard line. Espindola's had a lot of success this year on those little end-over-end pooch kicks. When you call the fair catch, you've got to catch the football. Otherwise, it's a live ball. We've seen it even in the NFL this year.
Yeah.
With their kickoff change rules, teams just forget to fall on the football. First down and 10 for the Volunteers. Ball is at the 13-yard line. Shotgun snap. Bibbs nearly drops it. Picks it back up. Has Osunde Brown 5 and touchdown. He lowered his shoulder and powered it in. And here's the fireworks we were talking about in the pregame show.
Yeah, this is kind of what we expected for this second half, that Bowie would pour it on and widen the gap here. After the mistake on the kickoff, where the fair catch was called for but then not caught.
It's a tough break for the Texans because they are not playing poorly, right? Like, they're fighting for everything at this point. A couple of poor turnovers in the second half, and now the dam's busted open a little bit as that kick is up and good. A 38-7 lead from Choctaw Stadium. We'll be back on the Zap Network after this.
Taquería Taco Express es la taquería oficial de Zach Arnold Productions. Con un amplio y auténtico menú, satisface tus antojos o prepara tu próximo evento con nosotros. Visítanos todos los martes para disfrutar de Taco Tuesday, con 5 tacos y un agua fresca por solo $10. Para encontrar sucursales cercanas o hacer pedidos en línea, visita taqueriatacoexpress.com.
After the Volunteer touchdown, it is 38-7, 27 seconds left to go. Doug, tell us about that drive.
Well, there wasn't much to tell. The classic drive summary. Next time you're ready to drive something new, contact Yadi Pagan, 817-706-5679. Bowie only took him 2 plays after that botched kickoff where Sam turned the ball over to him. 2 plays result in a touchdown by number 4 for the Volunteers of Sunday Brown. The total yards covered were 27 yards on that play. Classic Chevrolet bringing in that summary. Relax and enjoy the difference.
Spendola back out there to boot it away again. Another pooch kick towards the sideline. Fair catch called and caught at 30 this time. Again, a man with no name, number 17. We're going to keep it here with just 27 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, over at the Gopher Warrior Bowl, the South Grand Prairie Warriors are kind of doing the same thing that the Bowie Volunteers are doing here. They're pulling away from Arlington in the third quarter. It's 34-21 South Grand Prairie.
Colts offense led by Cravens is able to catch up. They just need to get a little momentum going. Had a 2-score lead, now trailing by 2 scores. Back out here in America's Dream City, Arlington, Texas. The Sam Houston Texans trying to get something going. Stokes, quarterback design run on first down out to the 39-yard line. Pick up 5 or 6 yards on the first down keeper. Up a second down, but I don't believe we'll get it in before the end of the third quarter. That's going to do it through 3. 38-7 the lead for the Sam Houston Texans. We'll take a break on the Zap Network. We head to the fourth quarter. The Bowie Volunteers continue to look fantastic tonight in Arlington. We'll be right back.
John Wade Roofing has been serving the Arlington area since 1982, but the Wade legacy runs much deeper in the city of Arlington. A pioneer family that has had roots going back decades, John Wade and Company saw relatives attend the Cooper Street Arlington High campus and has had members play in Colt athletics for decades, and they're looking forward to serving this community for decades to come. Find out more at johnwaderoofing.com.
Back out in Arlington at Choctaw Stadium. Bowie Volunteers on top, 38-7. Doug, tell us a little bit about this fourth quarter.
Well, the fourth quarter is going to be presented by Modern West Windows and Doors. See the difference their portfolio can make on your home by visiting their showroom at 1211 6th Avenue in Fort Worth, or by going to modernwestwindows.com and explore their inventory. Fourth quarter brought to you by Modern West Windows and Doors.
Volunteers up 38-7. Sam Houston on the move. Another quarterback keeper for Stokes. He dives across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Third down and 2. I'm curious how much more Bibbs we're going to see. We see Mason Nichols taking some snaps on the sideline. I have to think with Bibbs getting the pop that he got last week, we are going to see Nichols on the field to bring the fourth quarter home. New running back in the game for Texans. It's Jackson getting carries now. He works across the 40 down to the 43-yard line. That's enough for a first down.
Well, update from the Gopher Warrior Bowl. The Colts put another score on the board. It's 28-35 now. South Grand Prairie on top. Late in the third quarter at that particular ball game.
First down and 10.
Zach and Jason Hawley on the call on that ball game on the other game on the Zap Network.
Arlington needing a stop there. Here's Stokes, another quarterback keeper. He gets across the 45 out to the 47-yard line. Seems very clear that Sam Houston wants to maybe take advantage of that extra blocker you get when you use your quarterback as a runner. Having some success with that here in the fourth.
Second down and about 6 here for Sam.
All's at the 47-yard line. Chauncey Prince out wide at the far side. Giorgio Harris on the near side. They bring him in motion across the formation. And instead, this one we've blown dead. I think it was Harris.
Yeah, flags everywhere.
Legal formation. That will take a 2nd and 6 and make it a 2nd and 11. Clock ticking down inside of 10 minutes to go in this game.
Looking down on the Bowie sideline, Mason Nichols is warming up at quarterback down there.
Yeah, he started after that last touchdown. I think this is the end of the day for Bibbs. High snap for Stokes. He throws towards the sideline. This one caught, but having to go down and get it was Chauncey Prince that'll actually lose yardage.
Bowie defense that time bringing the house as Jaden Blair and number 8, Jaden Dumaine, were both in the backfield in Stokes' face before he could get that one away, really.
Now a 3rd and 15, ball at the 39-yard line. Need to get all the way to the 47 on the other side of the field.
Sam bringing trips to the left here on this play. Another guy in the slot on the right. Looks like a pass play all the way.
No receivers on the far side of the field. Stokes rolling to his right, trying to find some running room. He goes down, ball comes out. I think the ball was out late though. Stokes is going to be sacked. It looks like number 9, Don Rivas, making that play. That should bring on the punter, Max Sane, and it does. Arlington having trouble getting that defensive stop, it looks like, over there in Grand Prairie.
I'm watching that last play. I'm doing 2 things at once, and they're not wrapping up the player for the other team. They're bouncing off of them.
I don't think Pagofi got off the field in time, but Bowie might have got away with it. This one punted pretty well. Bounces out of bounds at the 29-yard line. We'll take a quick break. This is a 38-7 game. Mason Nichols makes his way onto the field when we return after this.
Navigating Medicare options isn't easy. Hi, I'm Patsy Arnold, and when the time came to navigate my options, I went to Chapman Cornelius. They helped me find the best plan for my needs, quoted me life insurance options, and guided me in making my decisions every step of the way. They want to do the same for you, so give them a call at 817-265-3346 or visit chapman-cornelius.com.
Back out to Arlington, Texas. First play from scrimmage for Mason Nichols. A flare into the flat on the near side. Harper gets it out to about the 30-yard line, picks up 2 yards on first down. We'll see an opportunity for a Nichols-to-Nichols connection as Maxwell in there as well as his brother Mason. Mason in at quarterback for Bibbs after a pretty successful day for the young man. Second down and 8, ball at the 31-yard line. High snap, handled well. Nichols throws to Nichols. Across the 40, 45, spinning at the 50, getting away from one tackle before finally going down at the 39-yard line. Good, tough running for Mad Max that time.
Yeah, finally brought down by Chauncey Price on that play and probably save another touchdown for the Texans on that play. Not before Volunteers set up in Sam territory, 1st and 10 from the 38.
Good read on the RPO from Mason as he found his brother Maxwell streaking across the middle of the field. Shotgun snap. Looked like he drew a man offsides. I don't know if he's going to get the call. Throw to the sideline is incomplete. Referee throws his hat. Looked like a lot of contact down there. Could have been pass interference. Should be an offsides. I don't see a flag.
I don't see a flag, but I did see the hat come off, which usually indicates that a player has stepped out of bounds and come back into the field of play.
This referee crew tonight should not look in the mirror because they will be ashamed of what they see.
They didn't call that one. You're right, because that was clearly offsides.
Blatant offsides. Second down and 10. Again, I don't know who any of these referees are. I don't know anyone's name, but I feel like if you look in the mirror right now, all you'll see is clown makeup. And roll to the left for Mason. He's throwing deep. Has a man. Osunde Brown. Touchdown! Volunteers.
Beautiful, beautiful throw there by Mason Nichols to the corner. Great play there. Touchdown, Bowie, and they extend the lead.
I talked about in the pregame show that this guy's a home run hitter.
Yeah.
Mason Nichols looks to take a shot nearly every time he's on the field, and he found Osunde Brown wide open for 6. Trey Nichols, the quarterback last year that helped this team win district. His younger brothers, Mason and Maxwell, doing some damage here tonight. 45-7. The Volunteers are on top of Choctaw Stadium. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
If you're like me and need printed materials to get your brand out there to the community, then you need Eka Signs. Conveniently located in central Arlington, Eka features a wide selection of shirts, hats, banners, yard signs, acrylics, magnets for your car, magnets for your fridge, tumblers, A-frames, and more. Call Eka at 817-617-2229 for more information and tell them Zap sent you.
Welcome back out to the Dream City, Arlington, Texas. Choctaw Stadium, another touchdown for the Bowie Volunteers. Tell us about the drive, Doug.
Another touchdown, another classic Chevy drive summary. Next time you're ready to drive something new, contact Yadi Pagan at 817-706-5679. That play started at Bowie's 29-yard line, covered a total of 71 yards on 4 plays. A capping 39-yard touchdown from Nichols to Osunde Brown in the corner, and Bowie is up now 45-7. That's the classic drive summary. Yadi Pagan's really getting his money's worth tonight, isn't he?
He absolutely is. I was about to say that's the best value on the Zap Network is the drive summary. This end over and kick fair caught at the 35-yard line. Helmet comes flying off like number 10. Ja'Cory Melbourne, the wide receiver, lost his helmet briefly for a moment. He'll have to sit a play out. You know, it's a good sign when the students and teachers are down there dancing and enjoying themselves. A 45-7 lead for the Volunteers as the Bowie faithful are enjoying themselves here in Choctaw Stadium. Again, the former home of the Texas Rangers, now a rugby, XFL, and a high school football facility. Also play some soccer out here as well. True multi-purpose stadium. Stokes back in at quarterback for Sam Houston. Shotgun snap, looking to throw, has a screen set up, but this one is dropped. Trying to get it back to the running back, Akenya. Had some room to run in front of him if he could have held on to the ball, but I think he saw the room as well and just closed his hands a touch too soon. So now a 2nd down and 10 coming up. All is at the 35-yard line. Stokes in the shotgun, high snap, looking to throw, has a man. This one over the hands of his intended receiver, Chauncey Prince. Prince was open, but not a great throw that time from Stokes. Prince seems to have maybe tweaked that left ankle. He's trying to work it out and stay in the game.
Not a whole lot of people to replace him, and he's actually one of the more talented on the Texan team.
Between Prince and Giorgio Harris and Santia, I mean, that's your receivers here. They've played almost every snap. 3rd down and 10. Stokes takes the shotgun snap, steps up, runs away from pressure, still looks to throw towards the sideline. That is incomplete. A flag does come in. It's in the area of a potential hold.
Yeah. Well, as Stokes was trying to roll outside, somebody grabbed somebody and held on. Sam. And
it
it's
is
declined.
indeed the hold.
That's going to bring up 4th and 10 for Sam, and they're going to bring on their punting unit. Well, Arlington's defense was not able to hold on that last South Grand Prairie drive. It's 42-28 South. And they're still in the 3rd quarter over there. A lot of time left, really.
We'll have to see what Bowie does on offense. Last week when they were up big, they let Nichols keep throwing it. As this punt, a line drive Bounces across the 45 out of bounds at the 44. We're going to take a break as the teams change field. A 45-7 lead in Arlington, Texas. We'll be right back after this.
From weekend cleanups to major projects, Trinity Logistic Services has the perfect fit for you. With dumpsters ranging from 10 all the way up to 30 feet, they handle both drop-off and pickup so you can stay focused on cleaning up the win. Call 817-693-1302 today and let Trinity Logistic Services help you score big on convenience and efficiency.
Back to action here as Bowie takes up a first down and 10 from their own 45.
Shotgun formation, throw, caught, just short of midfield, now across midfield to the 49, maybe even the 48-yard line. It was Deontay Tennyson. And as you know, I was talking about on the other side of the break last week, up big against Grand Prairie. We kept throwing the football. They threw it a lot, and they let Mason Nichols throw 4 or 5 touchdowns, even though they were up pretty big. It'll be interesting to see how they handle this drive up 38 points if they continue to throw the rock or if they maybe run the ball and let some time tick off. Pistol formation, they do hand this one off. Room to run across the 45, 40, 35. Before stepping out of bounds, it was number 29, Javon Floyd, a senior, getting some carries for the first time tonight.
Yeah, at this point in the ball game, it might be good just to run some plays, keep the clock running, stay inside in the bounds, and go ahead and run this clock out.
Ball's at the 32-yard line. Fake the handoff, throw over the middle, caught at the 25, down to about the 23. That's another RPO play for Nichols. Found number 42, Zachary Smith, a junior.
Yeah, a lot of the reserve players into the ball game now, getting some reps.
And I get it; these guys want to get their stats too, but some could say this is maybe rubbing a little salt in the wound. Pistol formation. Give up the middle. Room to run across the 20, down to the 15, and wrestled down at the 14-yard line. Again, it was number 29, Javon Floyd.
You know, Floyd looks good. I like his moves out there. He looks very smooth. He's a finesse runner. I think Ponder's more a pounded, right at him runner. This Floyd kid's moving in and out sideways. It looks. See how he jumps out there?
Floyd tries to find some room to run. Picks up an inch or two.
Yep. Third down and short. They're going to bring that big package in again. Monte Tennyson comes in.
2 tight ends in the game. We got Tennyson in there. They've also got Zachary Smith in there. 2 receivers as well. Floyd on the right hip of the quarterback, Nichols. Looks like Nichols is changing things.
A lot of signs flashing in from the sidelines from the coaches for Bowie, changing the play here.
5 seconds on the play clock. I wouldn't be surprised with an RPO play here. Handoff up the middle. Floyd got room to run into the end zone. Touchdown, Volunteers. Floyd joins the touchdown party as this one's into the 50s. Back-to-back weeks for the Volunteer offense, putting at least a 50 spot on the board.
Yeah. Good night for Bowie's feeder school program to be here watching them put this 50 spot on the board tonight too. It's really encouraging for their young players that are going to be coming up to the high school to see how effective their elders are.
Couple of good throws, a lot of good runs. Even the backups having some success tonight offensively. Espandola's extra point is up, and it is good. 52-7. 3:20 left to go in the fourth quarter. Let's take a break. You're watching football on the Zap Network. We'll be right back after this.
Modern West Windows and Doors invites you to see the difference. Whether you need sliding doors, bay windows, or just need a more modern look, Modern West has options to fit both your style and budget. Stop by the showroom at 1211 6th Avenue in Fort Worth to see for yourself, or call 682-255-6094 for more information.
Back out at Choctaw Stadium, a 50 burger, 52-7 here for your Bowie Volunteers. And Bowie faithful having a good time tonight. Let's take our classic Chevy Drive summary, Doug.
Next time you're ready to drive something new, contact Yachty Pagan, 817-706-5679. That play started on Bowie's own 45-yard line, covered a total of 55 yards, 6 plays. Final play was a touchdown run by number 29, Javon Floyd. Classic Chevrolet, relax and enjoy the difference.
Another high end over run kick from Espandola, fielded at the 30-yard line. Fair caught, I should say, at the 30. We're going to stay here.
Fans, be sure and stay tuned after the game for the John Wade Roofing post-game show. We'll give you some reflections on the ball games, scores from around the district. Arlington High still trailing South Grand Prairie, so it looks like South's going to be the only undefeated team in the district after tonight. We'll catch up on the Martin score, the Lamar score, everything around the district for you after we wrap things up on the John Wade post-game show.
You know, I know Zach goes and listens to a lot of these games when he gets back, so I'd like to make a suggestion. I think he should charge Yachty on a per-play basis, as opposed to just a flat rate, because Yachty got a steal tonight.
He did. He got a real bang for his buck tonight for sure. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I think Yachty should just write us a check for an extra couple $100 for all the advertising tonight. 3:20 left to go in the game. Stokes hands off to Jackson.
Now see, that's number 20, and that is Jackson. Got a flag on the end of that play there. We never heard back from my friends that are coaches over there at Sam.
A hold.
Is it a hold by Sam? They're just getting tired, Tim. Like we mentioned, a lot of the Sam players are playing both sides of the ball tonight, and it's late in the fourth quarter. I think they're just getting tired.
That makes it a 1st and 20.
Yeah, it backs them all the way up to the 19-yard line here.
Shotgun snap, throwing, trying to set up a screen pass. Across the 25, out to about the 29-yard line.
George, he called himself, when I met him today, Gio. He just likes to go by Gio Harris.
Gio Harris.
Nice young man, very polite, and seems to be a hard worker. And I can see some talent in him that would draw the interest of the Cougars and the Miners.
Yeah, when they've gotten the ball into his hands, he's been able to make some nice plays. It's just the problem is he's not getting the ball into his hands enough or in space to operate.
Yeah.
2nd down and 10. Trips on the right side, receiver on the left hip of Stokes. Shotgun snap. 3-step drop, trying to find somewhere to go with the ball. He's directing traffic. Gio Brown over the outside. Incomplete. Not a bad idea. That just didn't quite deliver the throw where it needed to be.
Just a little bit beyond his outstretched arms there. Referee's got a call on the other side of the field. Looks like a timeout here.
Probably Gio Harris.
Well, the referee tapped his chest like it was referee's timeout. But either way, we're going to step aside while the teams talk to each other. This is Bowie football, presented by Zach Arnold Productions, brought to you by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
Buying a vehicle can be overwhelming. That's why Yachty Pagan at Classic Chevrolet has created a guide to car buying to help ensure you make the right choice. Classic South has a great selection of pre-owned vehicles, and Yachty will put all his energy to make sure you get the best deal possible. Call 817-706-5679. Classic Chevrolet. Relax and enjoy the difference.
Welcome back with 2 minutes left to go in this game. A 45-point lead for the Volunteers.
Speaking of 45, South put a field goal on the board, and they've got a 45-28 lead over at the Gopher Warrior Bowl.
I do enjoy that stadium, Gopher Warrior Bowl. Stokes rolling right, throwing right. Big heave. This one nearly intercepted, nearly caught, but unable to stay in bounds. I think that's Chauncey over there. He's in pain. Chauncey Price.
Yeah, he's kind of rolling around like that one didn't feel good.
Sure.
Sam's going to bring their punting unit on, it looks like. Yep, number 30 is going to drop back to punt for them, Max Sane.
Different player back deep to receive than we've seen all night. No more Birdow back there. Some of the younger classmen are getting a chance.
Now we do have a timeout called. Well, the referee on the far side, yes, it's a Sam Houston timeout.
We'll stay here for the timeout.
Sure. John Wade Roofing post-game show coming up right after the end of this ball game. We'll bring a wrap-up of this ball game and look at other scores from around the district tonight. Mentioned Arlington down 45-21 over at the Gopher Warrior Bowl. We'll look at some other scores from Martin as we're coming back to play here pretty quickly, Tim. Wasn't much of a timeout there. Sam is down to just one timeout left in the game.
High snap, almost got to it, but a kick that will bounce at midfield, take a Texans bounce inside the 40, still rolling inside the 35. One minute and clock is still rolling. I'm not sure that's correct.
Yeah, it should be stopped in the change of play here. But maybe because of the disparity of the score, the referees have decided just to keep it running. Yep, that's what's happened. We're going to run out of time here real quick.
Is that a request the coaches can make? Either way, clock is around 40 seconds now.
Yeah, they're just going to a running clock at this point, Tim.
Should be the last play from scrimmage. Shotgun snap, handoff up the middle. Wrestled down for a gain of 3, maybe 4 yards. Maybe 2 or 3. It's number 35 getting his first carry of the game. Roderick McCray, a senior running back. Nice. I'm happy that we got a chance to call his name tonight as well. That should be the last play of the game. So final score from Choctaw tonight, 52-7. The Volunteers take care of the Texans. Battle of New York goes Bowie's way.
Yes, it does. We'll step aside for a short break here and be back with the John Wade Roofing postgame show right after this.
PDA Advocacy Group would like to remind you that autism is a wide spectrum of neurological differences and it's on the rise, now affecting 1 in 36 Americans and more cases found in males. Those with autism have trouble with social interactions, communication, and can engage in repetitive or self-harming behaviors. While the causes of autism are still being researched, we can begin to learn more by visiting nationalautismassociation.org.
All right, welcome back into the booth here. Tim Costello and Pops on the call for tonight's ball game. Bowie against Sam Houston. This is the postgame show presented by John Wade Roofing. John Sr. played for Arlington High and was team MVP in 1976. He also played for TCU and UTA football, earning all-conference and conference champion honors. After a stint with the Houston Oilers, he started roofing in 1982 and never looked back. His legacy on the gridiron is now matched by the legacy the company has built in the community for over 40 years. The next time you have roofing needs or gutters, painting, solar, or more, call the family that does more at 5520. John Wade Roofing. What are your thoughts on the game, Tim? What did you see here tonight?
I think Sam Houston brought a great effort tonight. I think this game started out a lot closer than you and I both anticipated it would be, and a large part due to the tenacity that Sam Houston showed up with tonight. But at the end of the day, this Bowie Volunteer offense is littered with playmakers. And
even their second team was
even their second team, and you've got kids over there at the Texans sideline that are playing both ways, that are not taking a breather the entire game.
Yeah,
and it's just really hard to guard a Maxwell Nichols when you've played every snap. It's really hard to contain a Sunday Brown when you've played every snap, and so
and close in on a 40-yard pass from Nichols to Sunday Brown in the corner late in the ball game.
Yeah,
it's just a tough tough task for the Sam football team.
But I respect the effort that those kids put out there tonight. I mean, you look at the size of the programs.
Yeah,
there's never a question of the effort level from Sam Houston, so I do respect that. On the Bowie side of things, I think we used the word workman earlier, right? Like, this is what we expected. This is what you should have done.
Yeah.
You went out and did it. So, like, congratulations on a job well done. You guys didn't do anything we didn't expect here tonight, but you did everything that you should have done tonight as well.
Exactly. They absolutely took care of business tonight as they were expected to in this battle against Sam Houston. Well, let's take a look at some of the other scores we've got around the district going on tonight. We've talked about the game that happened Thursday night against Arlington Seguin, opening up Michael Glaspie Stadium last night. The 68-30 win on Thursday night over the Colony Cougars. Tonight, the Grand Prairie Gophers are playing at Glaspie Stadium against the Martin Warriors. It's Martin's homecoming. It's midway through the fourth quarter there. Martin 68, Grand Prairie 6.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a big disparity
That
score there.
Martin Bowie game later on this season is going to be a doozy.
Now, here's another. I'm going to have to stop saying this is a surprise. This is a little bit of a surprising score for me. Lamar at Haltom, late in the fourth quarter, 2 minutes to go. Lamar is up 43-38 over Haltom. Lamar may be a sleeper this year, Tim.
Yeah.
Coming on strong here and play. We saw that Haltom offense last week. Very good running game by the Haltom Buffaloes, and Lamar is staying with them and at pace to win that one tonight. Over at South Grand Prairie, it's a tough one. That score in Dave Campbell's Texas high school football is backwards. They have the Colts up 45-28. We know differently because Zach Arnold and Jason Holly are over there broadcasting it live. And midway through the fourth quarter, it's South Grand Prairie 45, Arlington High 28. And that battle of the undefeated so far, it looks like South's going to be the lone undefeated team in District 8-6A after the night's over.
Doug, before we wrap this thing up, who do you have for player of the game tonight?
Thinking for Bowie, I've got to go with Sunday Brown. Called his name quite a bit. He brought in that big reception, that 39-yard reception late in the ball game. He was all over the field tonight. I would go with number 4.
I think that's a great choice. I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I'm gonna take the offensive line unit for the Bowie Volunteers. It didn't matter who was carrying the ball tonight. It seemed like the holes were opening up like the Red Sea in the Old Testament tonight for the running game. So I think just an all-around great effort opening up running lanes for that Bowie offensive line.
Yeah, it was a good ball game. On the Sam side, I want to pick just because I work there, I want to pick a player of the game there, and I'd have to go with number 18 on the defense.
I'd go Skurlock personally. I think Skurlock had a good game.
Skurlock had an excellent game, and of course it was nice to watch Gio Harris tonight. Like we said, he's got some commits, or not some commits, but he's got some interest from University of Houston and UTEP, and we saw his talent out there tonight, and he played a good ball game. Go Cougs! All right, well that's going to pretty much wrap it up here from Choctaw Stadium. My thanks to Tim for his great play-by-play here all night, and we'll look forward to working together again sometime soon. That's a final here from Choctaw, Bowie wins big over Sam Houston. A whole lot of points to not enough points tonight.
We appreciate everybody who joined us. We appreciated everybody who celebrated small business and made things possible here on the Zap Network tonight.
All right, until the next time, we're going to sign off for tonight. I'm going to have to actually step out of my picture because my producer had to go to take a break. So we'll take care of the shut off here, and we'll see you again next time. Thanks.